Iko connected huku.
Welcome to TV47 Sports Extravaganza. My name is Dancun. Today in the Sports Extravaganza, we'll be talking matters motorsport. We'll be speaking with the motorsport enthusiast. We have the experience, well-informed when it comes to this field of sports. Apart from that, we also have the question of the day. Remember, being a Sports Extravaganza, this is a sports bouquet. Tutakuwa tunaongelea mambo mengi. Remember, tutaongelea motorsport, ingia safari rally, tuangalie what is happening in the world of safari rally. We'll also be checking what is happening in Europe as far as football is concerned. Tomorrow we have the biggest match in the world. Speaking of the biggest match in the world, it's Arsenal playing against Manchester City. Ni game ambayo inaweza decide who will be going on with the EPL title. But before that, I have the crew behind me. Kikosi kimepiga kambi. Only one lady in that crew, and sitaki niwataje, nataka kila mtu ajiintroduce vizuri tu, kila mtu ajipigie debe vile inafaa. Nianze na wewe uko ready. Sababu ni kuna tarehe moja Valentine's imeingia, umeamua kuja studio na Red. Umeamua kuja studio na Red. Ajipige intro.
Yeah, so my name is Eric Moturi. I'm a PBAC number 10 chair for Karen Langata. Nyumba 10, yes.
Nyumba 10, utakuwa unanieleza kuhusu what is Nyumba 10, and then there's a man who looks at the boss himself in the house. Jipige intro.
My name is David Bayer, but everyone knows me as Chua. I'm one of the trustees for the Private Bikers Association of Kenya. And Nyumba 10 niko, huyu ndio boss wangu kwa Nyumba 10 sasa.
Huyu ndio boss?
Huyu ndio boss wangu Nyumba 10.
And then umeamua leo ni white.
Leo ni white. No. Sam Gadho is the name, commonly referred to as Big Man. Chairman, Thika Road Nyumba 10. Yeah.
You're wearing a pink. Kuna movie fulani inajiita Pink Ladies. Sijui. Sika unajua. Hujui.
Najua Pink Panther.
By the scene nitakuwa nakwambia kuhusu hiyo movie. Lakini for the viewer, tukujue.
So my name is Amanda Mutebi, but most people call me Mandy, and I'm the chair lady of Ngong Hills Nyumba 10. Yes. And
the show, my dear viewer back at home, the show is all about Private Bikers Association of Kenya. They will be telling us what does this Private Bikers Association of Kenya mean, watueleze kwa ndani, pia mimi sijui, lakini pia ukiwa nyumbani kama una swali kuhusu what is happening here, unaweza pia kuuliza. Remember, namba ya WhatsApp itakuwa hapo chini. You tell us unataka kusikia nini, sababu for me I thought bike zote zinaitwa motorsport, sio zinaitwa superbike, sio mimi peke yangu, because back at home nikiambia watu I'm going to buy or I'm going to purchase a bike, waniambia bike gani, naambia motorsport, bora isikue ni ile nduthi. But tuko before show ianze, someone was telling me there's a different types of bikes, so watakuwa natuambia. But before niambie hiyo, I'm going to start with let me start with you and give us a brief information about this Private Bikers Association of Kenya.
So Private Bikers Association of Kenya, which is PBAC, was formed, when was this?
2013.
2013,
yeah.
And it focuses on advocacy around private bikers and their safety training. There's a whole aspect of it. I think Chua would be the best one, being the trustee. He can take us through.
Yeah, sure.
So basically how PBAC started, before it was called Motorcycle Kenya. Motorcycle Kenya was a CBO, and it was formed to solve a problem we had at that time. There was a time tulikuwa Adams Arcade, there was a problem, some altercation hapo na mall flani. So we sat around as bikers and decided hatuwezi nyanyaswa hivi. So we volunteered, a couple of us, started the CBO, which ran for about 5 years. Then now we realized we want to negotiate with the government. CBO haitaskika. CBO ilikuwa Nairobi too. So we had to form the association, Private Bikers Association of Kenya. So now if there are any legislations being done in the country, we represent the private bikers. And we work on 4 pillars: legislative, association, safety and training. Under legislative ni mambo na law, anything legal, there's someone who handles that. Association is now where we have these things called nyumba kumis. Each road in Nairobi has a nyumba kumi. Watu wa Thika Road wako na yao, Mombasa Road, Langata, like that. So we have about 14 nyumba kumis in Nairobi. And it extends all the way to Kitengela. Then out of Nairobi, we have regions. Mount Kenya region, Eastern region, the Western region, Rift Valley region. Then we also have safety and training. Under safety, we have people who are in charge of that pillar to ensure every private biker adheres to the rules of PBAC. You must have a helmet, you must be wearing a glove, and proper gear. So all gear all the time. Kila wakati una ride bike, uko na gears vizuri. Then training, we have our trainers who have undergone training through NTSA, some have gone out of the country. They train our bikers. Si ati unaenda driving school, the kawaida driving schools za boda. We have our trainers who will take you through intensive training. Yeah. So before you join the community, lazima uende through training.
And tukiendelea pia, I want to know the types of bikes, and the man who was telling me usiite superbike.
Do this, don't do
superbike. This is the man who was telling me superbike. Tueleze types of bikes.
We have 5 categories of bikes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's normally forgotten. We have the scooters. They are a whole category by themselves. Scooters. They are under private bikers still.
Yes.
Yeah, because they are not boda, because the 2 major categories are private bikers and public, which public ni boda basically. Yeah, for commercial. But now when it comes to private bikers, we have the scooters. We have super bikes. Ideally hizo ndio ziko category ya kurace. So most of when it comes to races, those are the ones that are commonly used for that aspect. We have adventure bikes. Adventure bikes is an example is this, the the BMW. Ideally, they are on road and off road. So, and then we have a complete category that is off road. Hiyo kazi yake ni kwenda kwa mawe na nini. It has very proper springs and all, but it is not bulky as such.
So like the one that it's on the screen there. Ini?
That one is it falls under the category of superbike, but this is a naked. So it's like under each category they are nika familiar tu, inaenda tu ikibreak into a number of them. So under superbike we have this, we have MotoGP, we have the naked, this is the naked street. So all of them fall under the superbike category ideally. Yeah.
And this one?
This one is an adventure.
Yeah. Hii ndo unaweza piga round nayo milimani wapi na wapi.
Hii sasa ndio inaweza toka kwa barabara. It has almost like a 50-50 concept. So this almost has the same engine with ile, now there is another one called Sport Cruiser kama ile ya Makarao. They are Escort. Hiyo ni purely barabara, haiwezi kanyaga off road. Now this one can handle the road and off road. That's the adventure. So, and then now we have the cruisers, of which under cruisers, they are broken down. In fact, we have one outside. Under cruisers, we have a number of them again. And one of the common example is wale wasawa monkey bus zinakuwaga huku. Hizo ni cruisers. Same way, the za Makarao hizo ni cruisers pia, but those are called sport cruisers.
So hiyo siwezi enda nayo ushago. Huko mahali kuna barabara, hakuna barabara. Ni balaa.
Utaenda lakini hauna haraka by the way. Hapo ni 80 tu pole pole.
And speaking to let me speak to Amanda. Yes. Being in this industry of bikes and this industry of motorsport, yes. Personally, what does it mean to you as a lady?
Okay, great question. First of all, I think it's very exhilarating. I say kila wakati ukivaa helmet, you become a different person. Let's say you had such a bad day, and then once you're on the bike, it changes your mood. So for me, I think it has been an eye-opener, not only to learn a new skill, but also to network, and also being here, you see, that's a good opportunity. Yeah.
And Bonachia David, you were telling me, you know, tukiwa tuko kando, this guy came like few years ago, lakini saizi, he has something that tunaweza jivunia, something you can say we are proud of him. How long does it take for me to be part of this, for me to have that confidence to hit the road?
Are you passionate about biking?
I'm planning to have one, so
Are you passionate? You're passionate.
Very.
It can take you 2 weeks. With proper training, with our trainers, if you have the love for bikes, you'll realize once you get into this biking community, it's a whole different ball game. Huyu ni chairman wenu. He will introduce you to the nyumba kumi. If you're not confident with your riding, there are some nyumba kumis that have what we call confidence rides. So if you start riding, leo ni Saturday, umeenda training yako unaanza kuride Monday, there are people who will come pick you up from your house, escort you to your office. In the evening they come for you and escort you back home. Mpaka ukuwe na hiyo confidence. So that's how close knit a family we are.
And then let me to Eriko. Let me call you. Let me call you Eriko. Ukiangalia zile movies za Kenya or those movies based in Kenya, story ya Kenya, bikers and everything, there's that crime, misconception, a lot of misconception, something to do with bikes. Kwanza, the first time I saw a movie ya Kenya, nikaona there's a crew ya wasee, and then this inaweza fanya hata mtu ogope. There's a lot of misconception to when it comes to bikers.
I think it's one of them is we are indisciplined. Actually, we have the most disciplined out of all the people who are using the road, all road users, because of safety purposes. There's no way I can be on the road and I'm not safe. So one, the other misconception, like you said, the look that Hollywood and every other movie has done is we look like we are thugs. Like when you hear a club, you think it's a club of thugs. But for us, it's a totally different ball game. So we are individuals on our own. We use our motorcycle to commute. We have different levels of people doing different things with the bike. Some are using for commute, some are for weekend. So unaona hiyo story ya sijui we are a gang, it makes sense kama I'm using it to go to work.
Okay. Tuongele, mbona we have 3 ladies. We have one
Gentlemen.
one lady, three gentlemen. Future of ladies in this sport. Future of ladies in the different nyumba kumis of in different nyumba kumis.
So well, I can say there's been a surge, a serious surge, if I'm not wrong. You see, we've not. They take control nowadays. There's several associations. There's Women Bikers Association, WIBA. There's ISH. There's several other associations. Piki Dada. Yeah, yes.
Dada.
So there's several others. So I think in the past 5 years or so, 5-6 years, there's been a surge of women bikers. Hao ndo hata wana roho kutuliko. So wewe hujaingia kwa biking?
Nakuja.
I can tell you as per Sunday, last Sunday, when we had our Ubuntu ride, I saw a lady already, her first ride, and a ride with us. And she went up to Ngong, and I'm scared, but she's not. That's what I mean. So ladies have definitely taken over biking. Unless
unatingisha kichwa, you're noticing something. You want to add something
because
to that?
like for example, last year we did a number of activities around centered around the ladies, and I remember we were doing it. It was called more like the garage day out, the workshop day out for the ladies exclusive. So what we have been doing in our community is we realized many are places where ladies are kind of pushed away from whether it's a sport or it's a community. So on our end, we decided to do it on the flip side. So we do a number of activities that are lady centered, but we have the Jamas supporting the cause. So one, we do, for example, at Thika Road, Nyumba Kumi, when we do the workshop for ladies, we invite the other nyumba kumis as well, and what we do is, as the ladies are being trained how to change the clutch cable, how to change your battery, how to check oil, how to check all those things, the Jamas are doing nyama choma. And then now when the class is done, we get to commune together. We enjoy our food together. And then also we also been doing confidence ride now, the longer rides, like county to counties with the ladies. So it's a ladies ride, but the Jamas are marshalling. So that gives them the confidence that for some of them who don't have the confidence. But I can tell you for free, last year and this year we are seeing a lot of change. Where before we were doing this for them, you know, like trying to get them to gain confidence. Right now, even one of the ladies who's doing proper off-roading is a lady. She's called Christine. I cannot compete with her. I have an adventure bike, but the things that she'll do on huko kwa barabara, like they are I would say, for me, once a lady takes up something and is passionate about it, to the end.
Wamesifu sana. They are saying when such events happens, wanaume wako nyama choma. I mean, wako kitchen, nyinyi mko kazi, ama mnafanya one two technically. Add something.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to say, even when we were coming, Chua was blocking the roads for me. Eric was stopping to see that I'm not behind, because you know, us ladies sometimes we want to be very careful. Actually, statistically, ladies are more careful, drivers and riders. So we'll take our sweet time. Hawa kona haraka, but they were so patient with me. And that to me was already, it felt like I'm accepted, and I enjoyed my ride here. Yeah.
Bwana David, let's talk about the future. What do you have?
The future of the biking ama women biking?
Lady biking.
From my memory, 2014, 2015, we could count the number of lady bikers we had in our clubs, in our nyumba kumis. We trained them. They are the ones who trained others, and they became leaders. So as it is right now, we have rides in the year which are purely for ladies. Wanafanyanga cancer ride yao, wanawake peke yao. Wanaume tuko na something called DGR, Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. So siku tuna ride na masuti. Purely for men, we go and discuss mental health.
Sipotokea na suti?
Nikawa tu, bora ukae sharp.
Okay.
So where we were 10 years ago and where we are now, so 2015, 2025, it has blown up. Wacha niseme ukweli. What we had envisioned then and what is there now is a whole different ball game. And probably another 10 years from now is going to be another crazy thing. Because the people we mentor are looking forward to biking. They look at us, they look at Eric, and I'm like, nikimaliza form 4, I want to be like this guy. Like for me, I've been training my son since he was 7.
Wow.
He's now 15 and he can ride. So anasema future yake ni sport bike, lakini bado namsukuma adventure. The same thing for the ladies. The more you see ladies on the road, other ladies are like, I want to join that community. So I think if we get more exposure, it will be a whole different ball game. The challenge we have is the borders. Si ati ni wabaya. Lakini rules and regulations. Rules and regulations.
Because ukitembea when someone ako kwa barabara, they usually say hawa watu wa boda bana. Kwani walienda shule moja?
Ndio hiyo sasa. But what we are trying to do as an association, as nyumba kumis, is unashikilia mkono ya boda moja. He has someone who does for him his courier services, change him. He has someone who does for him his delivery, so you change one person at a time. And in like another 3 or 4 years, all bodas will be respecting the road users. And you know, they aspire to be like we, the private bikers. So ukiwashikilia mkono na mapema, there are times we do CSR around other counties and go and talk to the bodas. They see these big bikes, they get inspired. We have some private bikers who are boda guys then. And they saw the difference and now they joined us. So with time, it's going to be a whole different thing.
In fact, there's something I can add on the
Sure.
For example, there is one nyumba kumi called Lower Kabete nyumba kumi. At Lower Kabete, the road, before you get a boda accident, it takes a while. Because what they did is, on that end, they gathered all the boda riders as the private bikers, and then they got gear. So for example, I have a helmet, you have a shoe that doesn't fit you anymore, because the gear is expensive. By the way, for free, the gear for private for safety is very expensive. So guys donated their gear, and then we gave them to the boda guys. Right now, if you stop and you're like, dude, please use your indicator. Keep left, you know. Don't overtake on the left-hand side of the road, you know. Like half the time, they will listen to you because there is something that you have invested in their safety. So that is something that we are doing now, and we are picking up with all the other nyumba kumis. Where imagine if all the roads we did such a drive and then educated them, because half the time Wasa wa bodaboda shida yukuwa, mimi nilianza kufanya kazi, nikapata bike, nikaita brother yangu hapa, nikamwambia kuja usiku, by the way train usiku saa zenye wasea wako kwa mtaa, so wana trainia 1 week uko sawa, enda kwa barabara. So again, something else that we've been working with some of our partners is we get to figure out, can you lower the amount that you charge to for driving license? And then we get a number of boda guys, they start that course, and then kuna lipa pole pole. Half the time, you see, when you change one person at a time, it will end up translating into a bigger impact, because one accident takes quite a number of people with them, even if hata ni hiyo familia, because kuna the people affected and beyond that person who has been involved in the accident. So that forms part of the future that we are looking at for the future of the private bikers as well. And also, there is something else that we are pushing. You see, for cars, when you're driving, so as we call the drivers cages. So when you're driving,
cage.
you because you're in a cage.
Oh, it's a cage.
Yeah.
You say cages, you know.
You know, tunasikia fresh air na hewa, you know. So what when you look at it, there is a private and the public. Hata kwa taxi, there is a public when imeingia kwa Uber or some of those apps, ndio. But when you are with your own car, that is private. But we need the same to apply also for our bikers, because I am not a boda person, but we are treated equally. Bike ni bike Kenya.
Wanamsako ni sisi.
Kila
also
mtu
involved in
hata kama wewe umevaa gear yote na everything.
Kuna venye barabara, you guys, a lot of show off. Kama kameenda bana.
Kila mtu ama ni wengine.
Zote zenye nimepana mimi sema like
I think
80%.
The same way.
Yeah.
Zile garis, I'll not mention brands of cars, but
Yes,
you know, the young boys with their cars. It's the same thing.
Ni kama kusema.
Kila mtu hiyo gari anafanya hivi.
Okay.
We have those guys, there are people like that. They are young, they have the thrill. And sometimes it is the people who ask for that. Ebu finyo bike kidogo. Anywhere we go.
That's what everyone, that's what they ask for.
Wanauliza ebu finya kidogo tusikie, but not every time.
Yeah. I mean, the question that comes up when it comes to motorcycles like this, like right now nikiwe fuel, when I was coming here, the first question I was asked was, unafika Kisumu in how long? Why? Why do you ask me that? What's the idea? Yes, I can take this amount of time. I won't mention, but generally it's not the idea. When I'm riding the bike, my idea is not at nifike Kisumu in 4 hours, in 2 hours. Because I don't want to also, the safety when you're going at that speeds is not, it doesn't make sense for some of us.
In fact, that is a misconception.
Yes, it's a misconception.
People always ask, Mombasa ni masaa mangapi? Let me tell you the truth.
Ni masaa mangapi? Pia mimi nataka
If we are ready to Mombasa, if we decide we're going to Mombasa tomorrow, it will take us longer than the cars. Because tutaenda Machakos Junction tusimame, the picha.
Yeah.
We never ride as in directly to Mombasa. Yes, it can take you 4 hours, but that is, if you have something to do, no one ever does that. We enjoy the ride.
Because for me, forget that barabara iko na gari pia. Barabara iko na some very funny characters as well.
Traffic.
It's not like it's just empty sasa kutoka hapa mpaka coast.
Utapata punda. Random punda just pass.
Especially
or tortoise. Kama hujaipatana na
third world country.
Barabara.
Yes.
You understand how dangerous that thing is.
And how expensive is it?
To
being part of this thing, being part of this whole thing.
Where do we start?
It is
in terms of preparing.
No, you're right.
Getting the right bike.
Yeah. So what happens is this: for gear, I'll give you an example for just basic gear, which a lesson I learned when I started riding. I bought a bike, then forgot about gear, which happens to all of us, I think, when we start. So by the time I was buying gear, I found out that at the 50,000 I had, thinking that is enough, wasn't enough.
That's for gear.
That was net only.
That was, you see what he just said. Yeah. Apparently, gear for safety gear is very expensive. That's why you don't see border guys with safety gear. And the helmet they have is not on. It's very substandard. Let me just say the truth. That one is not even cabs. There's nothing there. That is a bucket that will not do anything on high impact. But generally, gear is very expensive. Biking in general is very expensive.
Lifestyle is expensive.
Watu wanasemanga mna save mafuta. That is the only thing I save. Everything else,
January.
I pay for everything else.
Can I talk?
Ni sawa, ni sawa.
Wacha niongee hapa.
Ongeza.
Ongea kutoka.
Ile shida iko. Ile shida iko hapa. Hapa. You're talking to big boys. And good
big.
girl. Tashi is good girl. Big boys are already thinking big bikes. I think about that person who wants to start riding today.
A simple one
Wacha
for me.
niwaambie.
Oh, yes.
There is hope for them.
True.
Nastaki
We
ile
have people.
anakaboda boda.
No. We have cheap bikes.
Yes.
Good cheap bikes.
I think the best
From
word is
150.
affordable.
Affordable, yes.
We have
It is
affordable
yeah.
bikes.
Yeah.
We have people who sell second-hand gear which is affordable. Kuna msea kwenye stadium,
Very
kuna
good.
mtu ako hapo Globe, kuna mtu ako hapo South B.
True.
Second-hand gear hata nini utapata Kikomba. Good gear.
Yeah.
So let's not discourage those people who want to start riding. Especially these 20-year-olds and nini. There is hope, by the way. What they're talking about is now when you're getting into the bigger CC bikes.
Yes.
You can't be
And we
wearing
do not
this.
encourage you to start riding today. Uko na MT-09 ama 1300 zitakuua.
Do not try.
Start small.
And nataka Samuel. When I'm watching the races in a river somewhere different, kuna zile terms nasikia, sijui huyu anaendesha 300cc, sijui anaendesha 15, sijui ana compete na mtu anaendesha 800cc, so different speed. Huyu ameshinda because it's using 800 and the other person is using the 400. Maybe you can break down the terms in terms of the cc and everything.
I think it's all about the power, the consumption, and the horsepower that the bike can give you. We have from as low as
150. Sikuna box
under 50. We have 50 cc's. Yeah, we have 50.
75cc of
Let's put it at 50 cc's, all the way to currently where we stand. There is an 1800 and is it 23 and 2500 cc's. Now those are way bigger bikes. So the graduation that Choa is mentioning is we do. So like for example, the bodas range between 75 cc's and 150 cc's. Most bikes range there. For private bikers, you will see that most people have from 200 cc's going all the way to the top. But we do recommend if someone is starting out, even hata ukienda shule Kenya, you'll be still trained by the 150 cc's. You need to start somewhere. Kama mtoto hakuzaliwa akikimbia, usikimbizane na hizo cc's. Hizo achana nazo. Graduate into it pole pole.
Uliza alianza wapi?
Me, I started with a 223 cc's. It's called as a Demar. I worked kidogo nikaingia a 650, a Suzuki DS650. Kidogo, that's when now I landed into my 1200, the GSA, the adventure bike. You have to graduate from somewhere. Half the time you'll find that even some of the accidents, God forbid, that we get to look at, is someone graduated too fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there is no way you are used to
150.
moving at a speed yenye maximum ukifinya zaidi inafika 80 kilometers per hour. The one that we are allowed on our roads to do.
Yes.
And then you find a bike that ukaeza finya by accident. 1, 2, 3 seconds, you're at 200 kilometers per hour. You see that machine becomes your deathbed. Instead of it becoming something that is luxury, something that can relieve stress, something that can, community, we get to ride and enjoy together as a family, it becomes another whole different ball game again.
Yeah.
All right. Amanda, as a girl or a big girl in the motorsport, or rather a lady in the motorsport, any personal project that you have for you to influence more ladies, more girls to come into the sport?
Okay, so let me first touch on the CC.
Sure.
So I agree with them because my daily is actually a 155cc, but on the weekends napendanga stretch miguu na 750. That for me is a big jump. It's not for everyone. First of all, you have to go for the training. I had to go back to school so that I can be confident enough. So do I have personal projects? Yes. I'm actually part of a group of ladies. Sisi ni watu wa magari sasa. So contrary to this,
okay.
I'm also a lover of cars. So we mostly empower women about car knowledge, the basics, changing your tires, checking all your fluids. That's the same thing even in biking. So that's pretty much the project. It's somewhere here.
That's your project.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to know this. How long will it take for us, Kenyan, to we are the likes of MotoGP, Eco? And what do we need to do to make sure we are in the same level?
Government.
Ama tutafika mahali kama hapo.
Let's start with government.
Can we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can. But let's start with government. We need the legislations, you know. We need also the motorsport to be recognized. You know, most of the races that you come to enjoy, even at Whistling Moran,
Yes.
half of them are privately sponsored.
Yes.
And we would want the government to join in.
Yes.
And you know, help us out when it comes to that end of the motorsport. So and then also, so professionally I'm an architect, and this is something that I'll say. We have enough malls in Kenya.
Okay.
I mean it because we have someone from Bungoma. Livingstone from Bungoma, if you can hear me. Hello, how are you? Ukoaje?
Niko fine.
Labda kuna swali mambo ama unataka kufanyaje?
Bwana, hizi mabike bwana, nauliza, nimesikia ni kama hizi bike competition inakuanga ya hizi bike.
Swali lingine unalo swali lingine?
Swali lingine sina, lakini nilikuwa nauliza tu kama competition inaweza kuwa ya hii bike bwana. Wanatushtua, hata mimi napenda kuendesha hivi vitu sana, lakini sijawahi pata hii kubwa. Mimi ni mtu ya 150.
Sawa, your question will be answered. Ama swali lako litakuwa linajibiwa ina few. Tuendelee mahali ulikuwa in terms of
yes, so I was saying when it comes to, and this covers all the sports actually. We have enough malls. Bana, investors, please start investing in some of these things. We need like a proper MotoGP track. You know, we need I know stadiums, Asita Guzia hapo, there is a lot happening on that end, at least for the guys for football. We need more stadiums for the basketball guys. So in the same way, we need tracks. For motorcycles. We need a lot of tracks, and again, bigger. So for us, the thing is we need large tracts of land.
Yes.
For that to work. So ukiona hizo circuit zenye ziuenda for MotoGP, half of them unakuta msee ameinvest ya 5, 10, 20, 100 acres.
Yes.
That is purely set aside to be able to create this sport. Sasa saizi when it comes to private guys, wewe 5 acres yenye uko nayo ama 1 acre ndio unatry ku create a circuit within it. So it doesn't see kubwa as such.
Yeah, it's
but
for GP, for go-karting.
For go-kart.
Yes.
Now imagine if you have been to go-kart any, whether it's waterfront or to rivers, all of the malls that have the go-kart. Now pick the go-kart, blow it up like 10 or 15 times. That is the amount of space that we need. Kama kutengeneza barabara ni homework, you know, and again, you need that tarmac. So there is a lot to it, and half of it, for us to get there, it will take the private investors and the government to chip in as well.
Let me take one question. Okay, if you can add.
So there is only one MotoGP ready track in Africa, and that's in South Africa.
Yeah.
They're currently not using it, but yes.
Yeah, Lami.
So that's the only one. You can imagine. There's so much opportunity in actually Kenya getting a lot of visibility. Being on, we have Safari Rally, Sindo?
Yeah.
We can also be in the same circuit like Formula One, because the same track that is used by MotoGP can be used by Formula One.
Yeah.
We are missing out on a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much potential here. I think what they see is what we were talking about, misconception. And
Rwanda is beating us to it.
That's
Yes.
what I was
Rwanda is beating us to it. One, they have invested in a proper stadium. Iyo iko functional.
Yeah.
Iyo tuondoe. Now they are also focusing, they have an indoor arena. Now that comes for concert, for big concerts and basketball. Iko. Again, washa tuchapa, wako ahead. Now they are investing in an F1 ready track.
And then late last year, they were having the awards.
The awards marked there.
Allow me to add on to that.
Yeah.
I've realized there's information that I have that the community does not have.
Yeah.
We had a biker called Quest. He passed away, road accident, almost 10 years ago. And he had a vision of this track. He was a photographer, he was a bike enthusiast. And where he was buried, the father gave land, 100 acres. So it is there, inaitwa Kinanie. Athi River.
Athi River, Kinanie.
100 acres iko hapo. We've had meetings, investors ndio shida na
so the
county
land is
government. The land is there. County government approvals, hata drawing iko hapo tayari.
Yeah.
We have people in the MSFK, Motorcycle Federation of Kenya,
Yes.
who are aware of this. So ni hiyo approval, the land is already there by the way. Kama kuna investor, it will be over 200 million to create that track.
Maina from Kirinyaga. Maina, how are you? Nice vipi? Labda una swali kuhusu motorsport, una swali kuhusu bikes?
Yeah, me, I have 150 for me. You know, for me to join the club, do you have like a club one should join for bikers and, you know, mimi niko poa.
All right. Maina from Kirinyaga. Yeah.
We have representatives all over Kenya.
Mimi fan wa bike, and I have a 150 of my own.
150 cc?
Yeah. I don't mind to graduate. I don't know whether those guys who are, do you have a team or a club that one can join, maybe to enjoy the trails of bike in Kenya? Is it a club or just on capacity basis?
It's an association.
It's an association. Sawa, thank you Maina. Wacha tujibu swali. Jibu nani anajibu Maina?
Hapo ndio
hapo ndio hii logo ina come into place.
That's where feedback comes into place. So I told you we have regions.
Yes.
So if he says he's from Kirinyaga, I already know in my head, Alex, who is in Mwea, is the person to contact him and join them. There is Alex in Mwea, there is Kafu in Nanyuki, there is Johnston in Meru. So any of those who are closest to him, he links up with them and they start riding together. Even with his 150cc, bora yeye sio boda, he can join us. And he'll be encouraged to upgrade with time. Hakuna haraka.
Yeah.
So there is hope for him. Livingstone swali yake ilikuwa nini? Bungoma?
Bungoma ndio nataka sasa kuingia sasa hivi.
Bungoma alikuwa anasema hii kitu.
Anasema hii.
Bungoma alikuwa anataka kuingiza the last few minutes alikuwa anaongelea about the competitions that we have. I know we have Slick Flick.
Yes.
I also heard about the Ubuntu competition. We have different types of competition. How many competitions have you taken umenini ngapi?
Competition on rides.
Kuna competition na kuna rides na there's totally different.
There are
Those are two
very
different
many
things.
Zote.
So
Ngapi
for me,
ukihesabu?
so you'll ask them about the rides.
Ni sawa.
Maybe the farthest I've gone is Eldoret, and it was fun, and I rode my 155cc. So that can show anyone that your bike has the potential. Bora you take care of it. For competitions, I don't participate. I love to watch. I love to see the battle between the big boys. Wale wa from 600 to 1000cc. Yeah. Yeah.
Now we can answer the man from Bungoma now. Livingstone from Bungoma. Ameongelea kuhusu competition.
Most of the competitions we have are in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Kuna hiyo Slick series. There is a Superbike series.
Yeah.
Hiyo inakuanga iko kwa calendar of the year. Mostly it's held at Whistling Moran, pale Athi River.
Okay.
We have Enduro, which is almost every other weekend at Jamhuri Park. Sasa unasikia zile ma 50cc bikes, 75. Now those one even has children who compete in their categories.
That is Ngong Road?
Motocross.
Ngong Road, motocross.
Motocross.
Kuna motocross na kuna enduro.
Yeah.
Enduro is endurance. Unapewa bike, you ride for 3 hours, ni maji tu. Trail hivi. Motocross ni hizo makurukaruka na nini.
Yeah.
Then anything else out of that, haikuangi race, inakuanga ride. We have rides every weekend. There are groups out there that were created just for rides. Unaitwa wanaitwa Spartans.
There's rides and the races. Different ni gani tu labda.
Racing is for competition. Racing is a competition bit.
And rides
is for fun.
Rides is for fun.
So there's something
Mtu ana fuel bike yake, anatoka hapa mpaka boda na anarudi.
So that's for fun. That's
as we speak,
Yeah.
I was in Naivasha yesterday twice.
Wow.
We have Ugandan bikers in the house.
Yes.
They've come for our prayer day.
Which
We have
is
something
tomorrow,
called
actually.
Bikers Prayer Day, which is always held on the first Sunday of February every year.
Yeah.
All bikers
At
who
Nairobi
can
Chapel.
make it to Nairobi Chapel in Nairobi, wanakuja. So we have a team of 12 Ugandan bikers who just came for our prayer day.
So they rode from Uganda.
Yes.
Naona hiyo sio race.
It's a race.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yes, starehe.
And we have also a team of, in fact, part of the founders of Private Bikers Association who are doing a ride around Africa. Unaona venye unaweza chukua penseli uchore hiyo map ya Africa, Eve all the way. Now they are doing a ride like that
For the
around Africa.
Yeah.
The same way.
Kuna space ya kubeba mtu?
Yeah? Because what happens is now, especially the adventure bikes come in handy for that one, because unateremka, munaenda kwa desert, munapiga kambi hapo, unatoa tent yako, unapiga kambi hapo, the next day tena munaendelea, munaingia another country, border to border, that way, and but it has a concept of raising funds for the needy children, for school fees. Yeah.
Inaitwa logos. We had a couple before COVID.
Yeah.
Anaitwa Wamoyo na Dos, Nduthi Mama. They were riding around the world.
They're in
COVID
Across
ndio
all
iliwarudisha.
continents.
They are back.
Yeah.
COVID ndio iliwarudisha.
tutawaleta. Hujataja Ubuntu. Nimesikia Ubuntu.
So Ubuntu is it's a ride that basically it's for everyone. It's a ride that happens once in a year, every January, end of January.
The last Sunday.
Last Sunday of January, and it's been running since 2016. Yes.
Yeah.
And basically that is one of those rides that happens once in a year, and it's for all bikers. That means si lazima ukue kwa nyumba kumi, si lazima ukue payback. Come on a bike, you come.
Yeah.
We give you an opportunity to meet other bikers. Most of the times tuna meet watu tukiwave. The way we wave, we don't know who's the guy behind the helmet. So now we do have that one. It's more of the spirit of togetherness, strengthening the biking community. And it doesn't happen just here. Like last weekend is when we did it. We started at 2 Rivers, and it was happening simultaneously in 18 other countries. From
In
South
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah.
18 other countries in Africa, and then we had other additional countries that were not the US and Portugal. Yeah. So we had 18 countries in Africa. That is Uganda were doing the same thing. We're riding to a certain destination. We call it Ubuntu Breakfast Run because it's the first 50 kilometers that we ride together, no matter the CC. That means ukikuja na 150 CC na my 900, I was riding the same space with the 150. We were all riding the same
Pace.
same pace, even though nilikuwa naumia mkono. But yes, we were riding the same pace. But yeah,
That is the concept. Every year, the last Sunday of January, from 9 a.m., all countries get onto your bikes, ride at the same time, then share your videos, just show the unity in each and every country. That's basically what Ubuntu is all about.
And Samuel,
Yeah.
Jazzy, see Jazzy, but shati umevaa.
Yeah.
The shirt,
Called
the shirt that
yeah.
you're wearing is about Bikers Family Fest.
Yeah.
Is it a festival? Is it a fest, or what is it? Talk about it.
So now this is a rare opportunity we have in a year, and it happens in August, for people to see who's behind the helmet. And not just who's behind the helmet, they get to see this person who's a father, who's a mother, who's a brother, who's a cousin to someone, you know, who's a boss as well, who's a friend. Because it is the only ride that we do. Now we do a ride with it, and then we gather in the same place where we get to have a proper festival, where there is food, there is music, there is art going on, there is live graffiti happening, there is a lot, and there is a cookout on one corner as well, and then it climaxes with a proper concert. And we had the likes of Giuliani gracing last year's event, and this year it will be happening in August 16th and 17th. Yeah, it's that one. So it will be happening in August 16th at Waterfront Karen. From now, this one we started from morning mpaka jioni. Mpaka jioni. And this one you're welcome to come, whether you are a biker or not, whether you are an enthusiast or not, whether wewe ni msee wa magari lakini unaonaga wasa bike, unakam na familia yako, because it's a family day.
All right, because of time, we have to wrap up. Now, I need you guys, everyone. I understand everyone has different objectives, different dreams, na pia different types of plans zako, different types of plans. Let me start with you, Amanda.
Yes.
What do you have? What type of objective do you have? What's the plan for you this year, maybe next year, or let's say in the next 10 years?
In regards to motorcycling? or just as me.
Umesema pia wewe ni mtu wa magari, so your plans maybe?
Hopefully grow my family. Yes.
Okay.
Motorcycle, more adventures, because I like to confine myself within Nairobi, but I want to travel as far. I think there's one lady who's part of the Around Africa team. I actually aspire to be like her. One day I will be able to traverse the whole, if not continent. And definitely, yeah, good vibes, I guess, and networking as well. I want to also expand my network and net worth. Yes.
I can even see my sisters texting me. Anasema, anyway, to the young ladies, to the young girls who are watching you, parting shots.
Okay, the sky is not the limit. Honestly, I feel like go as far as you can. Even when it comes to motorcycling, I think there's always that, we have that silence. Whenever me nikiwa kwa traffic and there's a lady next to me, I always see how proud she is. We look at each other and she's like, you go girl. Juu labda yeye, that was her dream. But now that I'm, you know, living the dream, I'm always out there pushing other small girls, women, just to be on those two wheels, because you never know, inakutoa kwa stress sometimes. I tell people, sometimes there are vices in the world, but once you get on a motorcycle, it relieves you of all of that. Yeah.
Eric Muturi.
Yes.
Maybe you have plans and you have objective, you have umejipangia vitu, labda unataka kuown your own company.
No, I do already. So I'll just focus on biking.
Sure.
I'd want to do something impactful for the biking community. So we are working, me and a few of us are working on different ideas or things that would come into play that would assist bikers in general. So I don't want to go into details, but yes, there's something coming up. Timeline, I can't say. For the rest, I think that's I wish, like everyone else, have plans, growth for business, so that I can get to continue riding. I mean, this thing is not, it's a very expensive hobby. If I may say, it's a lifestyle that I don't know if I can call it a hobby now. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
I'm telling you, once you start here, hiyo mambo vices zote zingine, naletwangwa shida kila saa. Like, you have to come with a bike for any function. You have to come with why don't you drive? No, I want to ride. That's how it's important. It's tied to me. I do meetings, I try to do meetings with this. So anyway, like I said, the future is bright for, I hope to continue riding if I'm given that opportunity. And I think to 10 years from now and 20.
Samuel Gado.
Yeah. The future holds a lot. There's a project we do together with my wife that spans beyond the family fest, where we are all about getting families settled. You know, that concept of sponsoring one child in a family, and then they end up becoming like the black sheep or the white sheep. Now they are all attention is on them, and then they end up feeling like, you know, my life is working, but why are yours not working? But how we are thinking of how can we get to figure out sponsoring and picking up a family, a whole family, and getting them out of poverty. So that's a project that we've been working on. Professionally, I aim to be one of the best architects in the world. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen. And one of the visions of that I would like to own that the picture on the screen, you know. Yeah, it looks good.
You are championing Dotwekeo.
Yeah. I have,
Actually, this one.
It's actually
this one, but now these custom graphics. Yeah.
Stickers.
Okay. Chairman, before kuja kwako, I can say good afternoon. I would want to join the sport that you guys are talking about it right now on TV. I'm Shamim. Hajaniambia ni from where, but Shamim, thank you for texting. Chairman, tufungie.
I have a vision of Kenya where we are one happy community. Hakuna wrangles, hakuna makelele. We were mentored. We should mentor. Our future generation should mentor. So my wish is I continue serving the community as I have for the past 12 years or so, and get more people into biking and touch someone's life. Everywhere I go, someone looks at me and they're like, I want to be a biker like you. The younger generation, they're like, I want my uncle, I want to be like Uncle Chwa, like that. But for the biking community in Kenya, I want PBAC to grow to a level where iko sawa. We are all over the country. Anywhere you go, hizo maswali watu wanauliza, they know where to go to. Ni kuingia tu kwa website. In fact, we have a website, pbak.co.ke. And for those who are asking how they can get into the community, they can get in touch through our official number, 0792 728 645. 0792 728 645. We also have an emergency number, by the way, here PBAC. If you'll check some helmets and stickers, tunakuanga na emergency. If anything happens to you on the road, you're attended to quick, fast. Also, to encourage our colleagues who are riding around Africa. There is Pastor Nick, Pastor Sam, Havana, the only lady there, Kingori and Leo, and Moses Nderito, the 6 of them. They're riding around Africa as we speak. We pray that wasipatwe na hizo mashida tunasikia kwa every country, everywhere they go, they are supported. Anyone who wants to follow them, there's Around Africa on Motorcycle on YouTube. There's a website, Around Africa on Motorcycle. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, I think we have done, we have finished to do matters to do with motorsport. But before we take a break, I understand this. Let's talk matters indoor games, because in a country where outdoor sports, we are speaking about football, we are speaking about athletics, also basketball. I understand it's an indoor sport, but here in Kenya, we do it as an outdoor sports. A different kind of competition is quietly taking root, from chess, Scrabble, to even Rubik Cube. Or rather Rubik Cube. These indoor games not only offer mental stimulation, but also opening doors to the international competition. Here, it's a story, or Colin Skiplangat reports.
Toy exhibition. At Kenya Highland University, students are embracing indoor games as part of their extracurricular activities. The institution has introduced dedicated spaces for indoor games, providing students with an opportunity to sharpen their critical thinking skills in a competitive yet enjoyable setting.
Rubik Cubes, this is the first time we are receiving them in the university. It's one of the indoor games that we want to incorporate in Kenya Highlands University. Games all the time go together with academics. Students who are good in games, they tend to be also very good in academics, because it makes use of the mind. It actually helps them to solve even theoretical things well when they already have the skill. So it's a game that we really want to embrace, because it's going to help our students also improve academically.
The outdoor games, would say the games that will require a lot of muscles, they have a lot of popularity. But what people should understand, they are also indoor games, but these are not muscle-oriented. I would say they are mental, and they help in exercising now the mind.
One of the fastest growing games is the Rubik's Cube. Once considered just a toy, it has evolved into a competitive activity requiring speed and logical reasoning, attracting young players eager to test their skills.
I'm a speed cuber in Kenya. I major mostly in megamix events and cube. I'm the national record holder for megamix here in Kenya for both single and average. I average around 1 minute, that's 2 seconds, and my single is 1 minute, 19 seconds. Benefits that I've gained from the cube, maybe my minds have grown because I'm able to do my personal things very fast. I'm able to concentrate maybe in class, also or in my career, which I'm doing. I'm able to focus because I know the concept of concentrating is the key in learning.
Through this solving, we can improve our mindset, the way we think.
With Kenya's competency-based curriculum, CBC, promoting holistic learning, these games are becoming an essential component of education. CBC encourages practical skill building and games like chess and the Rubik's Cube align well with this approach, fostering creativity and intellectual growth.
Education is now moving towards the CBC, which recognizes skill more than knowledge. So when they have this skill, it can also help them again, and we're training teachers. It can help them also to train the young ones that they're going to train out there on the same skill.
We have the new CBC. This one can teach those young kids how to solve this thing, and this one, it enhances creativity. It even helps one in problem solving.
If you go now to the CBC objectives, there are 7. You'll find all of them, they can be accommodated by the Rubik Cube. That is the critical thinking, problem-solving skills, communication, collaboration, creativity, digital literacy.
From mental sharpening to professional gaming, the world of indoor games is expanding, and with the right support, Kenya could soon be a powerhouse in these mind sport activities. Keep Plakat Collins for TV47, Kericho County.
But now the problem was, people are not able to solve.
Sana. We have talked about motorsport. Thank you, Collins, for that piece. But we have talked about motorsport. We have talked about different types of events, different types of bikes, and even different types of races. Kwa mara ya kwanza nimejua there's racing and also there's different types of competition. But from here, I'm going to take a short break, but usiondoke, because we have a lot lined up for you. We'll be speaking with the Gatimus to tell us what the plan they have when it comes to Bata Safari, or rather 2025 Safari Rally. We take a short break.
Ndio kubwa inakama.
Welcome back, karibu tena. This is TV47 Sports Extravaganza. My name is Dancun. We have talked about motorsport, but now we'll be switching off because I understand on 20th, 24th of this next month, that is March, we'll be having WRC Safari Rally in Naivasha. And guess who we have? Tashi. Ugandan is part of the drivers, or among the drivers when they were introduced by the, or rather, they will be sponsored by KCB. Niaje? How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling
great
good.
to see you.
Good to see you too.
Do you know, there's a time I wanted to meet you, talk to you about Safari Rally, what influenced you, and now I have the chance now to interact with you, tuweze kuongea. Umetoka rally, the way you uko?
Actually, nimetoka autocross, which is like a short circuit event. Penye ni kama 1.8 kilometers, mnenda po mnajibamba na magari zenu, and you just have fun, just like a rally.
That's like a rally.
Yeah.
Jana, let me just start with the last year. Mambo vile ilikuwa. A quick recap of last year. How was the season? Imekuwaje season?
The season was okay. We participated in a number of events in autocross, and of course also in the WRC Safari Rally, where we finished in 7th place. We drove a Subaru N10. So yeah, it was a nice season.
Okay, we'll be going deep in what happened last season, and then let me check what people are expecting, or rather what people are saying. But remember, you're also having the question of the day. You viewer back at home, this is your show, Sports Extravaganza, this is your show. We're having the question of the day. We have Tashi here, and one among the youngest drivers in Kenya. But who influenced you to support your football team? Who influenced you to support your football team? Understand, me as Man United fan or Chelsea fan or rather Gor Mahia fans, kuna mtu ambaye alini-influence wewe ukiwa nyumbani. Maybe you're a fan, not everyone is a fan of football, but even you're a fan of motorsport, you're a fan of WRC Safari Rally. Nani aliku-influence ukaamua mimi, now I won't be watching football, but rather I'll be doing motorsport now, or even basketball? Interact with us because there is a WhatsApp number there. There's a you can even give us a call live, a live call there. You can even send a short video clip. That is a short video clip around 30 seconds. You can be part of the conversation here. Kama uko na swali unaweza uliza, kama uko nataka kuchangia anything about this show, you can talk to us via that WhatsApp number, via phone call, ndo hiyo hapo. And even tomorrow, there's a big match. We are expecting a big match tomorrow. Manchester City playing against Arsenal. Who will win that match? Give us your prediction. Pia, understand some few minutes from now, English Premier League matches will be going on. I'll be also giving a live update to what is happening. Nani amefunga, nani amefungwa. And also, Pia, FK Premier League. Few matches have already been played. Tomorrow, Shabana will also be playing. It's a part of what we will be expecting this weekend. This being Sports Extravaganza, now this segment, we are going to talk about matters Safari Rally. Let's talk to you. Now, ulikuwa unaniambia about a recap of what happened last year. Last year, you were marking your first race in the WRC.
Second, actually.
Second race in the
Yes.
WRC.
Yes.
How was it? You were second.
So last year we finished 7th actually, and it was a nice race. It was a nice event, and we got to race in a Subaru Impreza N10, as I had mentioned earlier, with Mom as my co-driver. So it was a nice experience getting to tell her what to do for the second time in a row, and yeah, it was nice.
Is she the one who influenced you? Because we have asked our viewers, nani influence? Is she the one who influenced you?
It was actually both Mom and Dad, because both of them have been in the sport for years and years, and so they started with what we call today rally raid, but those days they used to call it cross country, which was essentially you go around a circuit, and it's a timed event, so you do as many laps as you can, and it was Dad driving and Mom navigating, and then they moved to the 4x4, where now Mom was driving and Dad was navigating, and after that they decided those cars were a bit too slow for them, so they moved to the rally, where now Mom drove and Dad took the manager position. So, I mean, it's been in my blood for a long time.
Caroline Gativ is the mother.
Yes.
Anyway, do you have challenge? Because when I'm around my mother, sometimes I feel like challenges zimeisha. Sina challenges anyway. You being around your mother, do you even have challenges? Kuna challenges ambazo una face?
No, I mean, racing with my mom, knowing she's been in the sport for a while, I can draw experience from her, get to learn from her a lot. And whatever challenges we face, we come at them head on and manage our way out together.
How long have you been in this sport? How long? Since when?
So actively racing, I started in 2022, which is when I was 17 years old. And my first event was actually in Nakuru at an autocross in Majibag. And then from there, I moved on to the Toyota Levin, and then to what I drive now, which is the Subaru GC8.
You've been with Betika, now you're with the KCB. Talk about the growth talk about your growth.
So for the 2020, for last year's WRC, we were sponsored by, actually both of last year and last year, but one we were sponsored by Talanta Hela, and Shell came on board last year. Yeah. Vivo Energy came on board last year and sponsored us fuel, and it was a major injection in also reducing the cost, because this sport is not cheap. And so this year we're fortunate to be sponsored by KCB, and also we're working with Shell to see what we can do. And both of them they've contributed a lot, because as I said, the sport is quite expensive. So we take as much support as we need, and I'm so honored and grateful to be flying the KCB flag high.
I know you have different plans this year. Kuna plans zenye umejiekea here. This is what I want to do different from last year. Apart from WRC Safari Rally that will be coming up in March. Talk about your schedule. What should we expect from you?
Apart from the WRC, I expect to do more autocross events. They've actually started the season today, right here in Twisty Corner in Riru, and I hope to do the other calendar events and to also do more national rallies. Also get that seat time, because you need that seat time. Seat time meaning you need to be in the car more, get to the feel of the car, get to know what works, what doesn't, and just to grow as a motorsports driver.
And how is it like being a lady in the track, being a lady in the racing track?
I mean, once you get in the machine, that pretty much disappears, because once you get in the machine, it's your performance that talks. But all in all, being a lady in this sport in today's age, there's a lot of support that's being offered around you. It's essentially like a family, because everyone is ready to support you, everyone is ready to answer questions wherever you need help, and to assist you with whatever you need.
Before I come back, I come for the next question that I'll be asking you. Let me check what the viewer is saying, because someone, or rather, they are asking questions, and we have. She hasn't mentioned the name. Oh, it's called John Wainaina. He's asking, "Hello TV47, enjoying the show, and at the same time, I'm being inspired by Tashi Gatimu's career. This question goes to her: how does one join, register, and get sponsored for the sport? For example, rally driving." Hiyo ni yake ameuliza.
That's a very important question.
Sure.
And so many people have asked that question so many times. And to get involved, just come to the events. There are a lot of people who are experienced, who are willing to help, and they're ready to help. And just last week, there was a training event that happened, essentially teaching both experienced and new entrants what to do, how to prepare your car, how to drive, even how to marshal, how to be timekeepers, because the whole rally scene, it's more than just driving and co-driving. There's also the timekeepers, the marshals, the officials, and a lot goes into the event. And first things first is to just come, experience the event, and see where you can plug in. If you want to come and drive, come, we'll assist you in whatever way we can.
Do you have like a memorable event that you say, down, wherever I'll go, I'll always remember this event?
So I think there are two. The first is my very first event, which was in Nakuru, as I mentioned, where I raced in a Majibag. And I remember it was so exciting getting to be in the car, getting to race for the first time. And the second is my first WRC Safari Rally, which was in 2023.
23.
Yeah. I mean, getting to race alongside so many experienced drivers, the international drivers coming in, seeing all the buzz of activity and everything, and everyone supporting each other in whatever way we could, was just amazing, an amazing experience.
You've mentioned about the international drivers like also Kalerov and Pera. Who do you look up to in Kenya first? Let me start here in Kenya, then I'll ask you about the international drivers.
In Kenya, Eric Bengi, he's one of the best drivers I know. He's actually my mentor right now. I mean, how he's come up in the sport, how he's grown in the sport is amazing. And for him to be teaching me what he knows and getting experience from him, I'm very grateful for that. And of course, my mom and dad, without them, I wouldn't be here. Yeah.
Internationally, who are you going to? Because we have amazing drivers internationally, amazing drivers that every upcoming rally driver will be looking up to. Who inspires you internationally?
Internationally, I'd say there are two drivers, actually three, sorry. There's Tanak, who has won the WRC before in 2019. And he's an amazing driver. He currently drives for Hyundai. And I got the chance to interact with him in last year's WRC. He's an amazing person, amazing character. And I hope to get to those levels of racing that he's at. And then there's Kalerov Wanpera, youngest driver to win the WRC championship. And Michelle Mouton, who is, I mean, in the rally scene, she's the most prominent female figure out there. Yeah.
As a lady, someone who you have your own dreams or you're looking up to something, kuna zile different races or rather different tracks that you want to take part in. You've been in the WRC Safari Rally. Maybe, do you have a dream track that one day I want to be somewhere? I want to race in this track. And why?
I would say there's so many tracks across the world. I would say I just want to race on all of them.
Maybe this one specific, because there's one time I was interacting with one of the drivers and he was telling me, you know, this is what I wanted to be in. This is the track that I want to be in because of this and this and this. There's always that one dream track.
I would say maybe some Sweden or Monte Carlo because of the snow. Because, I mean, in Kenya, obviously, it doesn't snow. So it would be a nice experience to get to experience that for the first time. Yeah.
And growing up, do you really have any competition in terms of young ladies? Because of the spotlight, when people talk about the Gatimus, they usually associate you with your mother. Now, when I listened to you last year speaking about the Safari Rally, how it was racing alongside your mother, being the navigator, is there a bit of pressure? Ama ikifika ndani ya gari, now you're not my mother, now you're someone else?
When we're inside the car, I might call her mom, but there's the clear distinction, it's driver navigator. Because we also approach the situation with a lot of respect. If maybe I want her to change something here, I tell her. If maybe she wants me to change something there, she tells me. And there's a lot of, we gel, let me say, in the car. We just flow, yeah.
And speaking of WRC Safari Rally that is coming up soon, and KCB coming on board, how different will this event be? And what will it mean to you?
Honestly, a brand like KCB coming on board, it's amazing for them to come on board and help us. Because, I mean, whenever some people think of rally in Kenya, they think KCB. Because KCB has been in the sport for over 20 years. And for me to be able to join that family of experienced drivers alongside the likes of Evans Kavisi, Nikhil Sachanya, Karan Patel, it's surreal. It's an opportunity that I do not take for granted, and I will be sure to make them proud.
Do you expect something different from last year? Because kuna wenye, for us fans, rather I'm not a fan, but I usually follow up. But for the fans, they expect something different, because kuna wenye they will associate Safari Rally with the Subarus for the fans. Ni Safari Rally, kuna Subaru. Maybe there's a different, kuna different, something different coming up from you guys?
In that respect, it's pretty much the same because, let me say, we're still driving a Subaru, so there'll be a Subaru in the Safari Rally. But something different maybe is just to finish in a better position. In 2023, we finished in 10th. Last year, we finished in 7th. So hopefully, we'll improve on that.
And talk about your type, talk about your car. Kuna any upgrade ama kuna any something?
So this year, we are driving the Subaru Impreza GC8. It's the first time I'll be doing a rally with it. I've done a couple of autocrosses with it. But we'll be testing it, getting it ready, fixing a few things here and there, upgrading a few things here and there, just to get that extra edge in the rally.
All right, we need to take a short break because the fans so yeah are asking different too much question or a lot of question here are flowing. Tutakuwa nasikiza wanasema nini. We are going to take a short break, but don't go away because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to matters WRC Safari. Remember, this will be a mother-daughter duo or another mother-daughter affair where kuna Tashi and also Caroline, who is the mother. They'll be racing in the 2025 WRC Safari Rally, scheduled to take place on this next month, that is March. Let's take a short break, but usiondoke. who are sponsored or who will be under the KCB Bank brand. And tumeongea mengi. She talked about the drivers that she look up to. She has talked about the tracks. We also having the question of the day there. Kuna pia maswali, because I want us to interact with our fans who want to hear something from you, and now this is their chance. It's a tricky one. This one is a tricky one. Kuna mwenye anauliza muulize kama apart from racing kuna any other sport that she takes part in, about football or something else, ama it's just based on a race?
I actually play basketball. Currently I'm studying at Strathmore and I play for the team, Strathmore Swords. So
this weekend, do you guys have a match?
Yes, they had a match today, but I wasn't able to attend. But I will have another match tomorrow in the Kusa League. So that one I'll be there for it. I'll be playing in it.
You're not an Arsenal fan? Or a Chelsea fan?
Sitaki kuanzisha moto mahali.
Ni sawa, unaweza anzisha tutazima.
I'm actually don't watch football that much. Yes.
Okay. Someone else is asking the type of a car umeongelea pia, but anauliza if kama uta upgrade maybe your dream car.
Upgrade maybe the next step maybe to the Subaru N10, and then progress from there. Maybe to the Ford Fiesta Rally 3 cars, the ones that are used in the Junior WRC last year, and yeah, move on from there.
Another, you know, before you came in, we were talking about as motorsport, and kuna mtu anauliza na huyu Tinyashi anaendesha pikipiki. Ameita pikipiki. Anaendesha pikipiki.
Currently no. But in the future.
So, okay. Currently in the future? Right now?
Right now, no. Maybe in the future. We'll see.
Anasema, what do you expect from the WRC? But umeongelea, labda umjibu. Maybe she was not watching. What are we expecting the WRC so far, right?
I expect first of all to finish the rally, and then after that to improve on the position that I finished in. So improve from 7th position.
Ako wapi mamake? Sawa, the mother has been busy somewhere, ama?
Alisema wacha mtoto apate spotlight leo.
Wacha mtoto angare. Anyway, let's continue. Currently, you at Strath, there are ladies or there are girls who will look up to you in terms of challenges. Mtu anasema finance challenges. I understand being in that sport, it's very expensive to be in that sport. But what makes you moving?
First of all is the support, the people who work behind the scenes tirelessly to make sure that I'm able to perform. Starting with mom and dad, getting the car ready, giving me encouragement wherever they can. And I'm also part of a team called 770 Motorsports. Consists of of more than 10 drivers, ranging from the age of 7 to 70, which is where the name comes from. And we're essentially like one big family where we support each other where we can, make sure we can all perform at the best level that we can. So getting into the sport, first of all, if you can find the right support system, it goes a long way to making sure that you're able to perform.
Do you have like future prospect, future plans, future project? Where do you want to see yourself in the next like 10 years, 20 years to come?
In the next few years, I want to see myself as national champion in rally, and then work towards Africa Rally Champion, give the likes of Karan Patel a run for his money, and then make it to the big leagues, essentially, to the Junior WRC, then to WRC.
Are there like some of the toughest guys in your age that you've faced?
There are quite a couple, actually. There's the likes of Neil Gohil and Aman Ganatra, both amazing drivers, both participating in the autocross today. And I mean, seeing what they're doing at that age, it's amazing.
And then again, moving on, Chaniachane na huyu. Is there your mother is your navigator, right? Kuna mali itafika, and then are you planning to change?
We'll see as time goes on. But for now, the plan is to continue with her as my navigator. Yeah.
How special is it riding alongside her? And how different will it be if someone else comes in?
I mean, it's quite special because I've known her since I was born. And we have that connection, and we have something to bond over as a mother and daughter duo. And I mean, if someone else comes on board, we'll just make it work, I guess. Yeah.
Do you have something like a dream car?
Dream car? The Rally 1 car.
They usually have different grades? Or?
Yeah, so like there's Rally 1, which is the highest level. Then there's Rally 2 and Rally 3. Then you go to the junior WRC category and the other groups like Group N and the likes.
Is there something like upgrading the engine?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Just stick to the engine?
No, you can upgrade the engine to get better power. You can as well upgrade the whole car and move to a completely different class altogether.
Talk about the future of ladies in race.
There are a lot of ladies who are interested in the sport. I've met with a couple of them. I've seen a couple of them online. And for me, is to tell them, come out. There's a lot of people here who are ready to help and willing to help. And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then lastly, in less than 30 seconds, you can talk about your this year. Talk about your 2025 plans, and even you can inspire a lady back at home, something for them.
For 2025, with the help of KCB and Shell, we hope to perform and to finish first of all the WRC Safari Rally, because to finish first, you first have to finish. So with the support, we'll finish the Safari Rally, work towards competing in more events like the autocrosses and the other national rallies. And to the fans out there, come out and support us in Naivasha from 20th to 23rd March. And make sure that you keep safe, don't drink and drive, and come and have fun.
Yeah, come and have fun. Thank you so much, Tashi, and I wish you all the best in the upcoming WRC Safari Rally.
Thank you.
Tutapatana Vasha. Wanasema tupatane Vasha.
Tupatane Vasha.
Tupatane Vasha. That is Tashi GOtv. They are talking about Matters WRC, our preparation towards this biggest, one of the biggest sporting events here in the country. But I want us to move on, because on the other side, I want us to talk Matters football, because this side now that I'm moving in, we have the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 final group draw. Remember, the Afcon 2025 will be hosted in Morocco come December. For the first time, we're witnessing this event being hosted in December. But first, let's look at what we are expecting come December, because we have the group matches. So let's look at the Group A. Group A iko na kina nani? In Group A, we have Morocco, who are the hosting team. Apart from Morocco, we're also having Mali. We're also having Zambia, Zambia, who are the 2012 champions, and Comoros. Comoros in these groups look like the underdogs. But we're also having Mali, Zambia, and Morocco. Morocco having been so lucky when it comes to this tournament. So it's among the groups that or rather, it's one of the groups that I will be watching. Let's check Group B. Group B, what do we have in the Group B? Tuko na Group B ndo hiyo hapo thank you so much, Kevo. Director Kevo. The likes of Mo Salah will be playing in Group B. That is Egypt. They will face South Africa, Angola, and then Zimbabweans. Hapo chini ndio hapo they'll be in Group B. Egypt, Mo Salah, the likes of Mo Salah, South Africa, and Angola and Zimbabwe. Hiyo ni Group B. Kwa hivyo it's a tournament that we are expecting ianze in December, na hiyo ndo Group B. Mo Salah ndio huyo hapa tumemuona. Tuangalie Group C, kuna nini? Group C. Ndio Group C imekuja. Thank you so much. Vitu live hizi. Group C We're having Nigeria, the Swagger Boys. Hawa wanatokeanga tu kila tournament wakiwa dancing hapa na pale. Tunisia haven't been so lucky, but itakuwa labda season yao. And then the East Africa finest, Uganda, Tanzania. Kenya, we're not the East Africa finest this time. But we have to ask a lot of questions. Why is Tanzania here and Uganda here? Why not Kenya here? Maswali mingi tunafaa tujiulize. That is Group C, Nigeria, Tunisia, Uganda and Tanzania wa mama ule mama tanisonge tuniangalie kwingine. Group D, Group D Group E will be having Senegal, 2020 champions. They'll face DRC Congo, or rather they'll face DR Congo, Benin and Botswana. Some of the teams hapo inakaa group hii inakaa tricky, yote anaweza penya. Botswana, Benin, Benin Republic, DR Congo and Senegal. Ndo the group stages, or rather that is the final group draw of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Hiyo that will be taking place in kuja kombe la mataifa, draw ya kombe la mataifa. Tumeswitch kidogo tukaingia kizungu. Tuangalie group E, tuingia Kiswahili. Tuangalie group E, kuna Algeria, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea na Botswana. Hiyo ni group E, draw ya kombe la mataifa barani Afrika. Hiyo ndio Afcon kwa kilugha ya Kiswahili tunaita hivyo. Algeria, Burkina Faso and Botswana ziko hapo. We have group F, kundi F, kundi Fa. Kundi Fa, we have Cote d'Ivoire. They surprised a lot of people last tournament by losing the first two matches and not winning the first two matches and then qualifying in terms of the best, or qualifying as the best losers. Now Cote d'Ivoire will play against Cameroon. This is an West Africa affair. We have Gabon and also we have Mozambique. Mozambique among the rather tunaweza sema they are the underdogs, among the underdogs in this tournament that will be played in December. Lakini hii tournament hawana underdogs kweli. Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon and Gabon, Mozambique. Kumbuka, we're also having the question of the day. We have the question of the day, so interact with us here, TV47, interact with us here at the Sports Extravaganza. Tell us, nani alikuinspire? Who influenced you to support your team? Who influenced you to support your football? To support your football team. Nani alikuambia hii Man U ndio imeweza? Nani alikuambia hii Chelsea ndio imeweza? Wewe nani alikuambia hii Liverpool inaweza, Real Madrid? Ama labda FC Leopard, Gor Mahia, Mathare United. Who influenced you to support your team? Mimi, ukiniambia, I remember back in the days when I was supporting, when I was watching football, or rather I was playing football, I used to hear the likes of David Beckham, Van Nistelrooy, Cristiano Ronaldo, Van der Sar, and nikaamua hii ndio team, hii ndio Man United. Pia I know someone who mwenye alikuwa anasikia the likes of Didier Drogba, Michael Ballack, na wakamua hii ndio team. Call us live, number ya WhatsApp ndio hiyo hapo. Text us on our WhatsApp number and interact with us. Kuna lingine? Tuendelee. Kuna mengi hapa tutakuwa naangalia. But before tuendelee, tutakuwa the question of the day kiendelea hapo. You can even SMS at 22047. WhatsApp number iko hapo. We are going to cross live to Uganda. Tuingie Uganda, kuna nini? There's a Uganda journalist lined up atuambie kuhusu draw. Hello. Shughuli nzima tumeweza kuiona, or we have seen the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations draw that will be hosted in Cameroon. What do you have to say? Because we have Tanzania, we have Uganda in the same group.
Well, yes, good afternoon. I'm Do, and thank you for having me.
Okay, let's
well, I must say that the draw for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations was one that was well organized. It was the first time for myself attending an event of that magnitude. The first and last one I ever attended was the draw for the CHAN finals in 2015. That tournament was hosted in Rwanda in 2016. But you thought that Morocco, first of all, used the occasion or used the opportunity to showcase or to give us a glimpse of what we should expect when the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations comes around later in the year. They used the event to probably reveal to us a thing or two of what we should be expect when the Africa Cup of Nations comes around, from the organization, the hotels that some of us were residing, the transport from the hotels to the venue for the draw, the kind of treatment, especially from my side as a journalist. You thought that they did their level best to make sure that they facilitated us rather in whichever way they were supposed to facilitate us, to make sure that they give us an opportunity to do our job with the comfort that we are supposed to do our job. So for me, the whole event was well organized. First of all, it was well attended. You thought that they invited the people that were supposed to be invited and be part of the event in terms of the organization. The Muhammad V National Theatre, a very magnificent place. The decoration and all that, the lighting, the event itself, the choices of people they chose to be draw assistants as the draw was going on. You thought that everything was well planned, everything was well thought after before the event eventually did come to life.
And Cliff, which group do you think is the group of death?
Well, truth be told, personally, I've been struggling to pick out one group and you say that this is the group of death. Yes, you have groups where you have countries like Egypt, countries like South Africa. That should be probably Group B. You have a Group F where you have Cameroon and Ivory Coast, the defending champions. But when you look at all the groups, you have a feeling that all groups are well balanced. You have groups that have two superpowers per se, then other teams that you probably want to put in the middle class and stuff like that. So for me, I feel that the groups were well balanced, the teams were well distributed after the draw, and it should be an exciting event. So of course, African football, when you look at the last two editions of the Africa Cup of Nations, or ever since the Africa Cup of Nations was expanded to 24 teams, you feel that the underdog tag is there just for the sake, but the underdogs come and they actually shock the big boys. We saw at the last Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast how teams were being shocked by the so-called underdogs. So you want to feel that it will be the case, it will be the same case again when the tournament comes around in Morocco, because the teams have been well spread, the superpowers or the big dogs, and those teams that very many people probably don't think that will be going far in the competition.
Interesting clip they are saying, you know, kuna underdog in this group. Let's Cliff, if you got, what do you think of this group? Because there's this group that we have in Uganda, the East Africans. There's Uganda, there's Tanzania, and they are in the same group, because many Kenyans were asking, where is Kenya not there? You're talking about us Africa Cup of Nations draw. Remember, this tournament will be played. It was supposed to be played in played in January, and then now it's December. What do you think of this group of Uganda and Tanzania being in the same group?
Well, the Ugandan group, you want to think it is an exciting one, of course, without a doubt, being tipped against Tanzania. These are East African rivals. It will be an East African derby in Rabat, but in the same group, you have Tunisia in there. The last won the competition in 2004 when they hosted it. Then you also have three-time African champions, Nigeria, who were losing finalists at the last edition in Ivory Coast. You look at the group, and probably everyone is looking at Tanzania, and they think that everyone should be getting 3 points of Tanzania. But also Tanzania is probably looking at Uganda and they're like, we have to pick our 3 points off Uganda and probably negotiate a draw or 2 draws against Nigeria and Tunisia. But then you're looking at Tunisia and Nigeria, and they're looking at Uganda and Tanzania, and they are looking at a comfortable 6 points for each of them before they get to sort themselves out. So for me, I feel it's going to be an interesting group, just like all the other groups. But of course, the target is how Uganda gets to negotiate that group and qualify going into the round of 16. You want to feel that many people would probably want to feel that Nigeria and Tunisia are going to take the top 2 spots. So the question is, if Uganda or Tanzania, you're to qualify out of this group, you have to qualify as one of the 4 third best placed teams. Of course, you can always qualify through that window, but everyone would want to qualify as one of the 2 teams that get to qualify automatically. That is why the Uganda Cranes will be eyeing. That is what the Taifa Stars of Tanzania will be eyeing. But at the end of the day, you feel that probably just like all the other groups, the group that also involves Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, and Tunisia might, in a way, have a little bit of a shocks here and there. When you look at all the 4 teams in that group, Uganda collected the most number of points. So we collected a total of 13 points, much as we finished second in our group as we tried to qualify. 7 of those points were picked on the road, while the other 6 were picked at home. No team in that group picked more than that. So we'll probably also go with that detail or statistic into the competition, and maybe we can build on that as we try to automatically qualify out of that group.
Asante sana. Cliff Kianze from Uganda. He's a Ugandan journalist. They are talking or giving us an in-depth analysis, in-depth information about Africa Cup of Nations, 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Usiondoke, because we are going to come back with a lot. We are going to talk matters football. Remember, English Premier League matches will be, English Premier League fixture zitakuwa zinaanza in a few minutes. Here in Kenya, FKF Premier League matches have already been played. I'll be giving you the results. Nani amepigwa. We'll also be crossing over to Bundesliga in Germany. Kwa hivyo usiondoke, because we have well-informed sports commentators, well-informed football commentators, the likes of Benjamin Kelong, the likes of Fortune Esikumo, and also we have Wesley Kibet in the house. Kevin Hamiani, he is also in the house. They'll be giving us in-depth information and deep, in-depth analysis about what's happening in the world of football. Let's take a short break.
elevate your business game.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
Kama wewe ni mfanyabiashara, huwezi kaa bure, unajipanga taratibu vile inavyofaa.
Join us each week as we dive into the stories of the world's most driven entrepreneurs.
When you pay attention to detail, you get luxury items.
The Grind, where business meets brilliance. Tune in every Monday at 7:30 p.m. because your business deserves the best.
Hapa Nairobi CBD ambapo kuna mafansi wengi wa Chelsea, Manchester United, mafansi wa Manchester City ambao watakuwa wanatupatia maoni yao kuhusu ligi kuu nchini Uingereza. Bila shaka niko na shabiki mmoja hapa atakuwa anatuambia majina yake na timu yake ni gani pale katika ligi kuu nchini Uingereza.
Jina langu ni Boniface Mainga na support timu ya Manchester United.
Kwa nini una support Manchester United?
Manchester United ni timu kubwa. Kutoka historia ya kitambo, kiangalia ni timu kubwa. Ndio timu ya kwangu.
Ukiangalia Manchester United tangu ule Ruben Amorim aingie pale ambaye ni kocha mkuu wa Manchester United, imekuwa ikishinda lakini mechi zingine haishindi. Ukiangalia ni shida gani pale Manchester United? Ni wachezaji ama ni coach?
Kwa kuangalia venye Amorim amekuja, haizi kuja tu na kuanza kushinda magame, na kuna lazima tu atapanga strategy. Formation, wachezaji wenye atapanga, mpe tu time.
Ni mchezaji mgani, nipatie formation pale mbele, ni mchezaji mgani ambaye unataka akuwe anacheza pale mbele kama striking ama defense ama midfield?
Wenye watasaini ama mwenye wako tu kwa sasa?
Wenye wako kwa sasa.
Wenye wako kwa sasa
kuna akina Ganacho pale, akina
Oiland tu anajaribu kitu kidogo lakini bado iko chini.
So ukiangalia tumpatie ule muda kocha wa Manchester United ama anafaa ondoke?
Mpatie muda tu apange timu, mambo itakuwa sawa.
Asante sana. Huyu ni shabiki wa Manchester United na kama unavyoona ako na jezi ya Manchester United. Vile vile niko na shabiki mwingine hapa ambaye atakuwa anambia majina yake na timu yake ni gani pale katika ligi kuu nchini Uingereza.
Jina naitwa Kim. Mimi ni supporter wa Manchester.
Kim, mbona una support Manchester United?
Manchester United ni club kubwa. Tukiangalia kwa historia ya EPL England, we are the leading, Ukiangalia the cup tumechukua na bado tuna win, we are coming back.
Manchester United ukiangalia Ruben Amorim tangu ingie pale ni kocha ambaye alikuwa anafanya vizuri pale katika Sporting, lakini tangu ingie pale shida zimekuwa mingi. Ni wachezaji ama ni coach?
Hapana, wachezaji kidogo wako chini, but coach anapo akiingia you don't expect hata kutoka kwenye anatoka na kama ana take over anapandisha juu. But hata ukiangalia kwa historia Chelsea iliwapenia one time walikuwa chini. Again imehappen kwa Liverpool, before Klopp aingie walikuwa chini. But the moment catch up pole until akachukua cup. So we are expecting that to happen kwa Manchester, na of course ukiangalia hata formation yake game imeanza kurudi form kabisa.
Ni striker mgani ambaye unaona anafaa acheze pale katika Manchester? Tuko na Rasmus Hojlund, kuna Garnacho ambaye anataka kuondoka pale katika Old Trafford. Ni formation gani pale mbele ambayo unataka ndio ikuwe inaweza kufunga mabao wakicheza na timu zingine?
I think tukie kama Diallo, Garnacho na Hojlund, game huo inakuwa iko fiti sana, but mwenzetu Zigze anafaa kuwa anamaliza game. Kulingana na upande wangu.
Msimu huu tukiangalia Liverpool wanacheza vizuri. Unaona kama ni timu gani ambayo itakuwa inachukua ubingwa wa ligi kuu nchini Uingereza?
Kidogo Liverpool wanastahili wajitie nguvu kidogo. Manchester City wameanza kukamu. Juzi umeona Kenya wamefanya, na of course weekend I expect the same thing to happen to Arsenal. Man City watapaa juu. So unless game yao ikiwa fiti, unajua wanacheza game mobo, wanacheza champe, wanacheza England. I think wakicheza fiti watachukua cup. But kidogo Man City inaweza watoa pale bado.
Man City tuliona vizuri Man City ikicheza by the way tangu ule Rodri ambaye ni machine ya pale Man City apata ile injury. Wamekuwa wakizuazua sana. Unafikiri Man City itakuwa inaamka wakati wowote? Sasa tumeingia ile awamu ya pili.
Kabisa. juzi wamesaini wachezaji 4 na ni wazuri sana kulingana na game wamecheza na Chelsea juzi. Wameonyesha umaarufu wao kurudi kwenye mchuano kabisa. So Rodri I think hata saizi wamhitaji sana. Kulingana na signings zenye wameweka za hizi. Vijana wamerudi kabisa.
Asante sana. Ni shabiki wa Manchester United anasema kwamba akona imani sana na ile timu yake ya Manchester United. Kutoka kwangu sina la ziada, ila mafans wa Manchester United wanasema kwamba msimu huu wanamwaminia sana ule Ruben Amorim, na wanasema kwamba ule Alejandro Garnacho hafai kuondoka pale uga Old Trafford. Vile vile wanasema kwamba ule Amadi Diallo ni mchezaji ambaye wanategemea sana pale katika uga wa Old Trafford. Mashabiki wa Chelsea wanasema kwamba ule Enzo Maresca wanampatia muda sana pale katika Stamford Bridge, na watakuwa wanachukua ligi msimu huu wakimtegemea sana ule Cole Palmer na mchezaji Jordan Sancho. Kutoka kwangu sina
Boniface Kimanzi hapo. Umeamua ingie mtaani tu interact na mafans waseme 1-2 Anyway, this being Sports Extravaganza, now to shift to the other side of the show, and this is Football Fan Zone. We are going to talk about us football and what the fans have to say. Remember back at home you can even call us live, tuambie je unasema nini, ama utuambie wewe unasema nini kuhusu timu yako. Gor Mahia have already played in the FK Premier League under Kakamega Homeboyz have registered a 2-0 win against Mara Sugar, or newcomers Mara Sugar. Talanta FC 1-1 draw against Mathare United, and then Gor Mahia, the defending champions, wameandikisha ushindi, or they have registered a 2-1 win against Posta Rangers. Speaking of Posta Rangers, there was this issue to do with betting, and one of the former players of Posta Rangers was sad, speaking in Luo language, akiambia current goalkeeper of Posta Rangers, ni aje sijui kesho tufanyaje mambo ikue unaelewa, match fixing and what is happening. It's one of the things that are killing Kenyan football, ama inaua football sana. And nikiongea kuhusu football fans, commentators in the house, staki kuintroduce mtu. Kuna Arsenal, kuna Man U, Chelsea. Mmekaa pamoja. Anyway, nianze na wewe kwa mwisho, nataka ujiintroduce.
Okay, naitwa Kelvin Amiani. Mimi ni fan wa Arsenal, timu kubwa so far hapo EPL. Then nacheza ball bado. Ninacheza St Benedict, iko hapa Survey. I'm the captain, na bado hapo role nachezanga midfield. So I'm happy to be here.
Hujasema hii ni yetu tunabeba hii season. Ama the season is gone.
Ndio nimekwambia timu kubwa. Maanisha hii season ni yetu bado.
Kiburi FC. Kiburi FC. Umevaa jezi ya Kiburi FC ndo maana.
Asante sana. My name is Wesley Ngetich. Big supporter of Manchester, and everybody knows really, and nafurahi sana kuwa hapa, and being a lifelong fan of Manchester United and Barcelona. Most people wananiambianga how can you be a fan of Man U and Barca when most people kwanga Man U and Real. Yeah, and it's because of Messi. Even my friend knows here, and so I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad we will interact more.
So you're a big fan of Messi?
Vibaya sana.
Not Ronaldo?
The mbuzi.
Siendelee mimi. Muna majina mingi bana. Ukivaa hizi jazi acha niseme mbele ya TV bana.
Kwa majina naitwa Mzee Kelong, supporter wa Chelsea, the biggest team in London. Najua mtu wa Arsenal hapa anaumia nikisema hivyo, lakini nafurahi kuwa hapa kupiga hii show. Najua tutakuwa na show freshi, na sisi kama wana Blues tunakuja. Everyone should be
in yenu hii season
should be worried. Tunakuja kama sio hii season.
Amekataa, amesema hii season.
Okay, I go by the name Fortune Eskumo. Mimi ni fan wa Chelsea, as you can see. The pride of London manzi. The 2 times European champions. Mtu wa Arsenal ajaitwa European champion. So anaweza relate. Bado mimi ni player, nacheza St Benedict, is my captain Kevin Amiani. Na mtano wananitanga Malo Gusto, full back right.
Kulikuwa na Gusto lezi Nadema endo Gusto sasa.
Ino Malo Gusto.
Endo niangalie pia tumesikia fans mtaani vile chenye wanasema kule mtaani, Boniface akiongea na wao, kuna wenye anasema huyu coach pia aende, ama huyu coach atoshi Boga United. Kuna ule pia mwingine amesema coach akiingia basi Tumpe time coach. Juzi nimeona status ama huko mitandaoni wanasema huko coach wa Chelsea pia aondoke. Kipa sijui nini na ni mistake moja bana. Nani anatuanzishia?
Kusema kweli, sisi kama wana Chelsea tumekuwa tukiumia for the past 3 years because of the change of management. But sasa huyu Maresca alipoingia season ikianza, tukaanza vizuri. But sasa shida nyako nayo tu ni kusupport huyu coach goalkeeper anaitwa Sanchez. So si kama fans tulikuwa tunaomba aekwe kando kidogo tuanzishe kipa mwingine kwa sababu tulikuwa tumeanza vizuri, ndio mashida ndio imeturejea na tumesema hii season tunataka kuamka.
This is not your season.
It's not our season this season, but it's the season that will make us now reach newer heights.
Ni season yenu? Tuangalie form.
Sasa tukiongelea tu sasa football unaona ukiangalia hapo Arsenal hii season itakuwa yetu, lakini itakuwa yetu tukifanya aje? Ukiangalia Arsenal hapo striking force unapata Arsenal inaumia hapo kwa striking force, so unapata saini window transfer, but Arteta anasemanga tu aje bado unaona, so ni mtu bado anatusongeshea tu. So mimi nashangaa sasa, kama unajua Gabriel Jesus huyo alikuwa second option ya Kai Havertz, alipata injury ni season nzima. So sasa hii kama ni timu ilikuwa inataka tubebe yenyewe tubebata champe, sasa hii ilifaa kuwashaleta striker lakini bado. Alafu ukiangalia bado hapo forward yetu vile tulilose Bukayo Saka, baada hapo ndio mashida zilianza. So unapata forward tulikuwa tumerely kwa Bukayo Saka peke yake. Ukiangalia sasa hii Martinelli tangu Bukayo Saka aende injury, Martinelli amekuwa flop. Ule si player sana anaweza kusaidia. Ukiangalia Trossard at least game 2 ameonyesha at least ako na ile moral ya kushinda game, but tangu tu Saka aende Arsenal tumekuwa tukiumia. Then personally mimi mtu kama mi fan wa Arsenal, si ndio? Kitu naweza sema pia mimi nataka kocha aende.
For the first time nimesikia fan wa Arsenal akisema nataka kocha aende. Miaka ngapi sasa hivi? Miaka ngapi? How many years?
5
years.
Ameshinda nini? FA moja?
FA moja.
Na
community shield.
Lakini
ni sawa, ongezea. Unataka
Arsenal hata vile wanasema this season yao, hiyo ni uongo. Kama kuweza kushinda ligi for the past previous 2 seasons, hakuna venye unaweza niambia sasa wanaweza win ligi. Angalia form ya Liverpool right now. Liverpool wako form ndio hii nini Man City pia. Man City tunaona bounce back from hapo kwa sisi nasikia vibaya, lakini tulikubali.
Waliamkana nyinyi.
Waliamkana. Shida ni Enzo Maresca tu vile nani amesema. Enzo Maresca juzi tuliona anasema ati anataka mafans back wa support team. Yes, mafans tuna support team. Siku ya Pochettino Chelsea kifumble tulikuwa tuna team, si ndio? Tukamaliza Pochettino akajikaza tukamaliza namba 6. Sasa Enzo Maresca introduced us in a life that he can't maintain, man. Jamaa alikuwa ametuzoesha ushindi. Festive season December. Hapo sasa ndo mambo ilianza mbaya.
But season ikianza, he said
we are not
in the title race. Atuko. And then expectation of a sudden mafans
mna tuweza kushinda games.
Kocha amesema kama kocha amesema
tuweza kushinda games like 5 in a row. People wakatuambia are we in the title race? Tukaambia bado. Sasa sisi tuko tunasema tukificha white.
Ilikuwa double chance.
Tukisema
unabahatisha.
Tukubahatisha. Basi festive season ikaingia tukaonyesha kweli hatuko kwa title race. Lakini ningependa kusema timu kama Arsenal it's not an ambitious club kwa sababu huwezi kuwa na coach miaka 5 na mmeshinda cup kidogo kama FA na bado mnaendelea na yeye. Team serious ambayo ingetaka kushinda cup kubwa kama Champions League kama Premier League ilikuwa ishadua away with somebody like Arteta.
United ni kama inakuwa ngumu consistency manzi. Europa kunaendelea vizuri. If you look at Europa unbeaten.
Yes. Manu iko very inconsistent. That is what I can say. Wako very inconsistent. If you come to the league wana perform vibaya sana. tukicheza Europa. I think because it's in Europe unapatanga na teams zile ndogo, if I can say. Someone from conference can actually prove. So I think Man U Kenya imetuharibia ni inconsistency, because if some other time tunacheza vizuri sana against big teams like we did with Arsenal na Liverpool na City, and then we came to I think Ipswich akina Brighton wakatupiga. So I think it's about inconsistency. Coach ako sawa, players kuna wenye deserve kwa squad, kuna wenye hawajitumi kabisa. When we played Liverpool, I had
wacha tusikie Tunalis kutoka Udhiru, alafu tukuje kwako. Tunalis kutoka Udhiru, kuna nini? Unasemaje? Wewe kwanza ni shabiki wa Man U, you're a big fan of Sports Extravaganza. Ongea na sisi. Tunalis, ukoaje? Tunalis? Tunalis?
Yes.
Welcome to TV47 Sports Extravaganza. Kuna nini?
Yes. Kabisa, mambo?
Mimi niko sawa, sijui wewe uko aje?
Niko fiti. Naocha maboys wangu hapo ndani kwa studio kiasi, mwana Arsenal hapo.
Wamejaa leo. Wana
Arsenal kama kawaida yao, tunajua hao ni soap series, yani continuous kila siku. Mimi tunataka kusema kuna jamaa wa Chelsea hapa anasema kuwa walikuwa na ile hope nini, sasa hizo wanasema wanataka Maresca aende. Wakati walikuwa wanashinda, mbona wako wanasema ati huko kocha sio mzuri? Haya, wakashinda. Alafu unajua kama for example tunatumia mfano, mimi ni mwalimu. Nafundisha watoto alafu nawaambia hautapita. So unaona hiyo mentality tunawajenga. So that is the same coach alikuwa anajenga kwa ma players. Hiyo mentality wamekuwa nayo kabisa.
Anawaambia sisi anasema wako kwa race.
Sasa ukiambiwa players hamko kwa race. Sasa wanacheza nini? Scenario waenda wakipigwa juu anajua hawako kwa race. Player hizi cheza fiti. Hata kama ni player unakaa hapa alafu unajaribu kucheza na kocha kila siku anakuambia uwezi na anakuweka kwa squad unacheza. Wewe unamprove yanga yenyewe uwezi pia, lakini akikwambia unaweza ina make sense unaweza. Alafu pande wetu wa Manchester mazee huyu Joshua naye ni mnoma, anatuuza sana.
Imekuwa ngumu.
Ule na alafu huyo Arsenal wanataka player. Rashford ako free, ni striker mgani mnataka? Kai Havertz, ukikompea Kai Havertz na Rashford, nani at least anacheza kuliko mwingine?
Unasema wachukue Rashford, mnampeana bure?
Wachukue Rashford, tumapatia atulieka Ganacho pale bei wakasuasua. Wamezoea vitu za 4, wakisikia 70 wataki kutoa pesa, wakisikia 3-1 hiyo ndio wanaendea.
Na Tunalis, kuna pia games zinaendelea for now, because naelewa pia Brighton imepiga mtu 7, ama Nottingham Forest have registered 7-0 against Brighton, na pia Newcastle currently playing Fulham, Ipswich wamefungwa saizi na Southampton 1-0, and Everton against Leicester City 2-0. That is Everton. Tomorrow we are having game kubwa. Arsenal.
Kesho Arsenal inapigwa. Man U itashinda. Man City imeamka mbaya sana, itanyorosha Arsenal mbaya ama draw.
Unasema waliamka na timu gani?
Nasema Man City itamka na Arsenal.
Sawa, shukrani sana Tunalis.
Sawa, fresh Dancun.
Haya. Ameongelea ulikuwa unaendelea kuhusu timu yako.
Yes, nilikuwa nasema ni inconsistency. Sasa zingine players wanaamka vizuri. Nilisikia Roy Keane akisema after game ya Liverpool, he said something about players show up when we need most. Sasa zingine wanaamka juu ni game, it's a rival team, alafu sasa zingine tukicheza na timu ndogo kama si ndogo per se, akina Ipswich na akina the likes of akina Burnley huko chini, hawachezi vizuri. So it's about consistency really.
And Tunalis on phone, he has spoken about strikers, Ziki, the likes of Ziki.
Exactly.
The likes of Oiland.
The
type of strikers that Man United have.
I'm failing to understand why we are signing players who are playing well wakiwa kwa timu zile zingine, lakini wakikuja Manchester hawachezi vizuri. because we can see even players who are leaving Man U, they are playing well actually, because if we can see the likes of Scott McTominay pale Napoli wanacheza vizuri sana, but I think it's about culture. I heard Ronaldo said something about culture and stuff. So saa zingine unaonanga it's culture really, because Manchester being big, si tunajua kama fan ni timu kubwa, but kuna something backdoor, kuna back office vitu zinaendelea tuwezi jua.
Morris from Dhika anaelewa pia, there's a caller. Morris from Dhika. Morris, karibu kwenye TV 47 Sports Extravaganza. Ukoaje?
Mimi niko sipiti.
Aha. Punguza hiyo volume ya TV, wache kujisikiza.
Sasa nimepunguza.
Karibu. Wewe kwanza una support team gani?
Mimi ni Manchester Diamond, the biggest club in the world.
Watu wana kiburi bana.
Hakunanga ingine.
Hii season kuna nini bana? Mnapigwa na timu ndogo EPL lakini Europa bana. Unbeaten in Europa lakini EPL ngumu.
Obvious, si tutaki EPL. Tunabeba FA na tunabeba Europa League. So Chelsea wakae kujua hiyo pilinya wako wanatoka. So wawezi tuambia kitu. So sisi we are the biggest club in the world, tunafanyanga venye tunataka, tunapigonga ile time tunataka, tunawinning ile time tunataka. So waambie mafans wa Chelsea hapo naona wamejaa. Waambie kiboko yao bado iko jiani. Hiyo namba penye wako si yao. Unajua Manchester inakujanga na wangoa penye wanakuanga juu yetu.
Wasema wako huko juu, wanafaa kuwa huko nje.
Wako huko nje, huko kiwarambia huko nje chini. Jua ni wamama, hao ni wamama kwa timu zote EPL.
Before uende, hii Man U team yako kina Ziki na kina Oiland, wewe unahitaji striker mgani kwa timu yako?
Mimi Ziki na Oiland, unajua uzuri wanapatiwa chance. Wamekataa kujiimprove, unaona? Ni kitu inanifurahisha na Amorim, anapatia everyone a chance. So mimi hao nataka waende, tubaki tuchukue mwingine, unaona? Because our improve. Ukiangalia kama game ya Thursday, Hodgland venye alikuwa anacheza in a serious note. Si unaona? So hakuna kitu, so wacha tukae hivyo bila striker, wakibo waende tununue mwingine. Hata tunachukua nini wa Sporting. So waambie watu wacheze, watulie, watu wa Arsenal au next season Netflix FC.
Sawa
people.
Tuko na fan hapa. Sawa, shukrani Morris.
Sawa, namuona tu. Mwombe hata hii season itabidi anyoa dread.
Itakuwa ngumu.
Nipende kitabia kimemramba.
Wewe ni fan wa Arsenal. Which striker do you think the best kwa timu yako Queen League? Sababu kila season guys are complaining Gabriel Jesus is not the type of striker who will win the league for you. The likes of Kai Havertz, see the type of strikers wenye watashinda ligi. Wewe nani atashinda ligi? Nani striker mgani atakushindia ligi?
Okay, tukiongelea hapo kwa striking mi striker mwenye ataweza nilete hapo Arsenal nione tunabeba champion hadi na ligi ni ule Isak. Angalia Isak poa. Isak ni msako physique. Isak ako na mbio, Isak ako na madribble. Huyo ni mtu anafanyanga madefender hapo EPL wanaumia. So ukiniletea Isak sikudanganyi, nabeba Premier League karibu mara 3 inara. Anibebe bado Champions League.
Lakini anahitaji pia link up for a striker to score goals, anahitaji hiyo chemistry hapo mbele. So ukileta Isak pia lazima uangalie pia player mwenye ana chemistry.
So ukiangalia hapo kwa chemistry ni ukweli lazima link up ikue. But ukiangalia Odegaard, nuangalia Havertz wetu. Havertz ni mtu anapigiwanga ball. Hata ukiangalia lakini Havertz tu kuendea hiyo ball ndio shida. So ukipata mtu kama Isak ako na pace. Isak ukimwekea ataenda. Odegaard ni mtu ule ni pass master. Hata EPL wanajua ule ni pass master. Ule ni mtu anakupigia pass mahali yoyote unataka. So nile tu maybe game moja akikuja hiyo game ya pili utaona tu Isak ni ule wa Newcastle. But sasa Arsenal tunataka striker kabisa. Japo kwa striker tunaumia.
Huyo anataka Isak. United striker mgani? Sababu hakuna striker, tuambiane ukweli. Oiland hapana. How many goals? 2 goals English Premier League?
2 goals. And imagine they bought him for 65 million.
Mugani?
Tupa pesa.
Wamesema huyo ni wao.
Kuna huyu jamaa wa wa Lisbon, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, Victor. Yeah. Undo the perfect choice for Man U sahi, because I think the past kuna game niliwatch ya Sporting, it was actually their league. Walikuwa wanacheza na this team called Victoria something, and ujamaa kwa sawa, positioning ako perfect. Huwezi mcompare na Hoyland ama Zegze, because I think saa zingine pia ka player, ka forward unafaa upe support mid na defense. So Victor ana move na pace, ana move na game, atafit kwa system ya Amorim vizuri kabisa. So I think Victor atakuwa perfect replacement for Hoyland na Zegze.
Lakini ukiona in a team like Manchester, wanatafuta players ambao who are not proven in the Premier League. That's the problem, because a person like Zegze, a person like Hoyland, they spend a lot of money, and yet when they come to play in the Premier League, they don't understand the physicality, the agility in the EPL game. So hata huyu Victor ambao wanasema, it's not somebody who is proven. Mtu saizi ako proven kabisa na ni hot cake ni Isaac. Na kuna huyu jamaa wa Aston Villa aitwa John Duran mwenye alienda Saudi Arabia juzi. Hao sasa ndo strikers ambao wanaweza fanya kitu Premier League. Lakini ukileta mtu ambaye hajacheza Premier League itakuwa ngumu. That is the problem. And all teams are suffering, especially the big six, because they need a striker, but there's no proven striker in EPL.
Okay, we are going to take a short break, but tusiende, because we are going to talk matters the transfer January transfer window. Itakuwa inafungwa on that is on Monday. So we'll be talking matters transfer, nani ameenda wapi, nani amerudi wapi. We'll also be giving live update of what is happening in the world of football, in German Bundesliga, Serie A, and even in the Premier League, that is English Premier League. Usiondoke, we are going to come back with more.
Na pesa ikiingia, pesa ikiingia.
Yule ambaye ameshinda maybe Michael Okech.
Siku expect kushinda. Nilieleza bibi yangu ya kwamba nimeshinda. Hata mpaka sasa hajalala, lakini wanajua wanangoja walali. Nimeshukuru sana. Christmas yangu ni kama nimemaliza, kwa sababu nimepata pikipiki. Nimewahi shinda 60,000 na kulipa wanalipa. Ukishinda pesa yako unatoa. Na nimeshukuru sana Maybet. Hii ni bet platform ambayo nimekuja kugundua imeshinda bet platform zingine. Maybet kwangu is the best.
Kunjama uonekana pesa ikiingia, pesa ikiingia.
Ojano is people. I got good reason to believe so. Yeah man, ever living, ever faithful, ever sure. Jajaranting. Lord of Lords, a King of Kings,
Just think about it. Life in Kingston Town.
Make sure to tune in each and every Saturday night from 10 p.m. inside TV47, because I Revive comes to you live, hosted by yours truly, Shut Up Boy, Selector Henry on the ones and twos, Selector Wiz on the ones and twos, na madansa wa kulipwa wanaanguka na
Keep the fire burning.
Kickstart your week with the ultimate sports showdown. It's a Monday Blitz on Morning Cafe. Every Monday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Football is 70 or 80% mental.
Join Fred Arocha and Shataboy as they bring you the biggest highlights, bold predictions, and heated debates from the world of sports.
I hope so.
From thrilling weekend action to what's next on the field, court, or track, this is where passion meets play.
And he's got it through for Palmer.
Monday Blitz, your one-stop sports fix, every Monday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Morning Cafe. Don't miss it.
When someone chokes, advise them to cough. And if this is not effective, bend them forward and give them about 5 back blows to try and clear the blockage. And if they're still choking, give them up to 5 tummy pushes by holding them around the waist and pushing inwards and upwards above their belly button. If they are still choking, call for medical assistance.
Discover. The world. How it was. How it is. How it will be. Around you. Discover the world around you with us.
Furahia Japan na daka mamili. Daka laki yako na 20 mo peke. Changamka. Win cash every 20 minutes. Multiply pesa yako times 5,000. Kila draw. Shinda bonus prize chungu nzima ndani ya daka. It's easy. Cheza daka mamili na 20 bob to 2,000. Pay bill 440440. Account Daka. Win cash direct to your phone every 20 minutes. Cheza Daka.
Karibu tena, welcome back. This is TV47 Sports Extravaganza. We are talking matters football, that is English Premier League. We will be also giving you an update of what is happening all around the world. Tutakwambia wapi timu gani inapigwa, because we have the fans, we have the sports commentator in the house. Hawa wanakupea tuko ndani pia. Wanasema kuna wenye wanasema tuletee nani na nani ndio tutashinda ligi. Kuna mwingine pia ameambiwa hii ligi nayo mshindi. Hii nayo ni ukweli. Kwa hivyo tulikuwa naongelea kuhusu Chelsea, but you can also give us a call, a live call. Namba ya kupiga simu ndio hapo chini. You can even text us via WhatsApp number that itapita pale chini. Tutakuwa nasoma your message live here at TV47 Football Fans Zone. Tukiongea just a live updates now what is happening. Newcastle wamefunga bao. They are playing against Fulham. Tuangalie meza. Wanasema meza ndio English Premier League table. Liverpool currently leading with 50, how many points? 56 points. Wanafuatwa karibu na the next season FC, that is Arsenal. They having 47 points. Nottingham Forest with 47 points tied with Arsenal. Our Nottingham wamepiga mtu 7. What's happening kule Brighton? Newcastle kwa sasa big chance wameweza kufunga, kwa hivyo it's 1-0. That means wameclimb. Wamebakia number 4 with 45 points currently, and Manchester City wanakuja pole pole with 41 points wakiwa number 5. Chelsea, the Blues, we are not in the title race, so tuko number 6 with the 40 points. Tuko title race yote, sisi tuko sawa bali tuko. Nyinyi mko sawa, mimi si wa Chelsea lakini. Tuangalie kwa sasa, tuangalie now the live updates of what is happening. Liverpool leading 1-0. Kuna VAR imeweza kuwekwa. They are playing against Bournemouth. Bournemouth pia wametishatisha. Everton Leicester 2-0. Ipswich Southampton. Lakini nataka tuguzie hapa kwanza. Nottingham Forest, they are not in the title race. Hakuna mtu anasema wako title race. Wako wanafinya wako top 4. Sema
ukiangalia Nottingham early kick off, wanasema early kick off inakuanga na mambo yake masuara. Juu alafu ukiangalia ilikuwa Nottingham versus Brighton. Ukiangalia last game Brighton walipigwa na Everton 1-0. Nottingham wakaweza kupigwa mabao 5 na Bournemouth. Sasa I think coach wa Nottingham alienda back to the drawing board akaangalia makosa ilikuwa wapi hiyo game ya Bournemouth. Ukiangalia leo formation yake pia hiyo game ya Bournemouth alikuwa na makosa ya formation. Ukiangalia kina Elanga ni walikuwa na possess sana, wana attack wote, wanasahau ku defense. Wanapata wamepigwa. Na ukiangalia the likes of Clivert, Semenyo, alafu kuna kijana Burkina Faso, the midfielder, the
Otara.
Anaitwa Danga.
Hat-trick.
Ule malipiga hat-trick. Ukiangalia mi kwa sasa inaweza sema Nottingham Forest kupiga mtu 7, hiyo ilikuwa nini? Haikuwa atibahati ama nini. We expected that, but hatukuwa tuna expect hiyo long range. Hiyo range big ya mabao.
Season ikianza ulikuwa na expect kwa hapo?
Nilikuwa na it's a middle table team. Ligi ikianza nilikuwa naona Nottingham is a middle table team. Hapo top 4 unajonga tu the big 6, the big 4. So unajua tu kama kawaida. Lakini sasa in the world of football anything can happen.
Hiyo bao ya Nottingham imekataliwa. Hiyo bao ya Bournemouth imekataliwa. Lakini pia ukiangalia Nottingham the way they are playing. For me ukiangalia wanacheza na kina nane kind of players that they have ni kama the rejects. Wale walikataliwa na timu zingine. Angalia Langa United, Odoi Chelsea. Ni strategy wako nayo, some structure.
Yeah, I think it's Nuno who is experienced in EPL because for a long time he has been the EPL, knows how to coach teams. So what he has made sure that Nottingham Forest are defending well, because you can see the likes of Aina, the goalkeeper Sells. Ni watu ambao they rarely let goals into their they rarely let goals into their goal. Sasa ali build defense ikakuwa strong. Then sasa pale akona Chris Wood, seasoned player, jamaa na bully defenders, so yeye kufunga ni rahisi. So now I'll make sure defense iko sawa, nafu pia akapea wale vijana wajiamini. Saizi hawako kwa title race lakini
wako bana. wako.
Lakini mali
sidhani wako kwa race, lakini mali wako saizi they are undisputed in top 4. So sasa ni team kama Chelsea kujaribu sasa kujikamua kuingia top 4, sababu goal ya team kama Chelsea saizi hii season ilikuwa top 4 or nothing else. We are not in the title race. But sasa hii Nottingham imeleta shida kidogo. Imeleta pressure. So itabidi teams zichangamke, tuamke, alafu ndo tuweze kuingia. Team kama Man U naona hata Conference League, wanasema tuko Conference League lakini wao wenyewe wako number 12, hawezi qualify kuingia conference.
Wanasema watawin Europe.
Mimi kwa watu walikuwa wanatafuta conference bana. Walikuwa
walishamaliza.
Kwani conference
walishamaliza kitambo. Tukawin 6 games.
Script ni Mani na beba FA kwa number 12. So we automatically qualify for conference.
Mtabeba je FA na
to the Europe.
Mnabeba je FA na
FA tunabeba.
Mkicheza na team decent, hamu perform. Unaona?
We played Arsenal and Liverpool. Game nyingine fiti sana.
Mulikuwa
Europa. Sababu umesema watabeba Europa. Yeah, nini wapi na wapi. Kuna hiyo draw, tuangalie hiyo draw inakaaje. Sababu tuangalie hiyo draw inakaaje ya Europa. Kuna teams zinapigwa imani lakini tukiangalia ndio hiyo draw ya Europa. That's Europa League draw. Favorance itapiga dhidi ya Victoria Pleasant, twende against Bordeaux. Union Berlin ipiga against Ajax, AZ Alkmaar against Galatasaray. Porto will face Roma. Fenerbahce will play against Anderlecht. PAOK FSB, Midtjylland Real Sociedad. Draw uliona? Wewe ndo Man U. Uliona draw yenyewe?
Yes, I did.
In the playoffs, sivyo?
Any playoffs. Any
playoffs. Hapo unapigwa ndo uingie ile side nyingine eh.
Yeah.
Think Manu will qualify.
Hizo results wiki nzima.
Manu wali qualify. Unajua wanasema tu Chelsea walipewa wanyonge conference, but pia ukiangalia Man United on the other side
same thing.
Sasa kelele ni mingi, Kiburi FC.
Kiburi ndio inawasumbua.
Wanajulikana kwa kiburi.
Kiburi
ndio inawasumbua.
Hiyo Europa timu gani unaona inatishia Man U kwa hiyo Europa?
Zote.
Ukiangalia Galatasaray at the moment wako form,
Lazio
pia Frankfurt wanakada courses by there, because I think in Bundesliga wanacheza vizuri, they're playing really well, and even actually for me it's only Roma, I know Frankfurt and Galatasaray.
Lazio
no. Lazio are very inconsistent by there.
Team yote iko decent pale inapea tisho Man U. Hiyo tunajua sababu ukiona Gatasi, Ajax, hiyo team Man U hizichapa.
After also seated in case wa
Ajax wako form. Ajax wako form isi.
Wako form.
Lazio, Galatasaray, hizo hata team ya Mourinho, Fenerbahce.
Man U tunaweza beba Europa ni imani.
Actually this is the easiest Europa League ever. Sevilla wako.
Labda mshikilie tu imani.
To UEFA Champions League the results are there. UEFA Champions League results niliangalia pia draw ya Champions League kidogo kuna venye watu wameshikishwa mahali. PSV registered walipiga Liverpool, Bayern Munich kapiga Slovan Bratislava, Dortmund against Shakhtar Donetsk. Lakini Liverpool pia watu walipanguzwa bana. Like scored, they rested their some of their players, the key players Director anasema waliwapea team Leverkusen vijana wa Xavi, they registered a 2-0 win against Spartak Prague. Girona 1-2 against Arsenal hapa. Hii ni kama hii UEFA Champions League ni Arsenal.
Hii ni yetu.
Alafu Barcelona
Wongo
inawatoa.
Real Madrid they defeated Brest 3-0. Hii Champions League. Real Madrid they'll face Man City. Speaking of Man City, they registered a 3-1 victory against Club Brugge. Young boys wakaambiwa you remain being young. Wakapigwa 1-0 against wakapigwa 1-0 na Vena Zeda. Hii Champions League might go back to Real. To go back to unakata? Yezi hata tena Madrid.
Hayezi.
Unajua Real pale ni favorites. Kila Champions League are the favorites because the prestige they have in the competition and the history, they are always the favorite. So wale wengine sasa ndo wanajaribu. Lakini nikiona hii season it's either Liverpool or Barcelona.
Yeah.
Arsenal hata ikifika round of
wanatolewa na Baka. Obvious.
Sawa. Unajua ni watu wa Chelsea wameongea, si ndio? Tunafurahia kubonga ni poa. Lakini ukiangalia sasa Real kwanza Man City achi watoe. Man City ikishakaa.
Man City ishaenda home.
Ni sawa. Bado Man City iko form. Simezani iko form. Imerudi form,
lakini sasa ikifika Champions League Real Madrid kwanza ni home and away. Hakuna vile Real Madrid ikilia.
Mimi kama Arsenal sasa bila wanasema Baka, nataka huyo Baka mbaya.
Usiitishe kitu ambao huwezi.
Tuko na less than 5
Careful what you wish for.
Tufunge show. Na nataka hizo 5 minutes tuzitumie vizuri.
Okay.
Tukue factual, tusikue fan. Timu gani inabeba EPL?
Liverpool.
Same, Liverpool.
Arsenal.
Of course.
Arsenal.
Sawa, ni sawa.
Hiyo ni ndoto.
Alafu Kevo, my director Kevin, kuna ile swali question of the day. We also having the question of the day because we have the football fans here. Na ile question of the day was all about who inspired you to support team yenye una support. Sababu we have Manchester United, we have Arsenal and Chelsea here. Ndio question of the day. Na hii question of the day nataka mujibu. Who influenced you to support your football team saizi? Sababu najua wewe kuamka tu leo nikamwamini Chelsea. Wewe Arsenal Gen Z 2004 hajaona wakinua. Na akaamua mimi nataka kuwa tu fan wa Arsenal. Nani na kwa nini? Why you supporting Arsenal?
Okay. Mtu alini influence nikasupport Arsenal alikuwa bro wangu. So alikuwa anacheza na alikuwa bado fan wa Arsenal. So kulikuwa na time ananiambia twende to watch ball. Tunaenda tuna watch ball, the likes of akina Mesut Ozil, akina Sanchez. ile tikitaka ya Arsene Wenger ilikuwa inanifurahisha. Wapata tu vijana wanacheza ball. Yenyewe ilikuwa inafurahi, si ndio? Ilikuwa inacheza ball poa. So, hiyo ndio ilifanya yenyewe nikapenda Arsenal. Juu ilinifanya yenyewe pia ball bado mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa napenda. Alafu ukiangalia yenyewe Arsenal vile inacheza game poa. So hiyo ndio ilifanya nikasema yenyewe kwa damu ni Arsenal.
Barcelona ilikuwa inawalemea sana hizo enzi, si ndio? Manu. Sababu mimi ukiniuliza kuhusu Manu back then, kina Van Nistelrooy, not Balak, Beckham,
Scholes. Ilikuwa Rooney. Wayne Rooney ndo alinifanya nika support Manu because I think uko 2007 when prime Manchester United were playing, Rooney ndo alini-inspire because hiyo time alikuwa tu in his prime, yani alikuwa anafunga akifunga because nilianza kuwatch ball 2006 actually, World Cup ya ilikuwa Germany I think, and but I wasn't really a staunch fan because bado niko preschool, bado yani bado sija like I don't have access to TV hivyo sana, but 2007 2008 ndo nikaanza kuwatch ball, and Wayne Rooney alikuwa alini-inspire mpaka sasa actually when aliretire. Actually as a coach ana flop, hakuna kitu anafanya akiwa coach but as a player alikuwa sawa. So Rooney.
Quick one.
Influence ilikuwa funny story kwa sababu nilikuwa safari tukaenda hoteli, tukaona teams ikicheza. Ingine ilikuwa imevaa jersey ya blue, ilikuwa imevaa jersey ya red. Sasa mimi nikaambia mabeste zangu mimi na support hii team ya blue. Na hivyo tukashinda. Nikaona kuna kijana anaitwa Drogba, Didier Drogba. Pale alikuwa anazua hizo maenzi. Sasa kuanzia hapo nikakuwa mfuasi wa the Blues.
Sema kala wewe ulipenda kala tufungie.
Mimi mtu alini-influence jo alikuwa anaitwa Oscar. The young guy bana, the Brazilian. Najua hiyo masiku mimi nilikuwa mtoi. Alafu pia kitu kingine mzee wangu
Oscar mmoja aliamua aende cha.
Wewe mwenye alienda kutafuta mihela. Ndoto ni kutoka kwa block. Sasa kuna ingine pia mzee wangu kwa familia yetu, mzee wangu na Manu, bro wangu mbigi na Manu. So nilikuwa nataka hiyo rivalry. Niende Chelsea, sumbuane kejani. Na hivyo tu nikajipata.
Mimi hata sijui kwa nini nilianza kusupport team na support.
Una support team gani?
Arsenal.
Manu. Siwezi ngoja next season. Ngojaje next season.
Arsenal huyu.
Naambiwa time imeisha. Anyway, nimefurahia for being part of the show, for hosting you guys. But we also having kabla niende, this being sports extravaganza. Kabla niende, there's a fun. Nitakuwa naondoka nikiachia huyo fan sababu ametuma video clip kadogo. Kwa hivyo mimi na wewe tutapatana tena, ni Mungu akitujalia. Have a great weekend. My name is Dancun Mutua.
Yes, ni Bwana Joso hapa. Bwana Joso na fan number 1 wanaanza kutoka upande wa Kikuyu Town, Manoja Kindu Mwebei mwenyewe. Swali la leo ni swali mzuri sana, ni swali ya maana tena sana, na ni swali ya kujibu. Swali ambayo influence kusupport team kubwa, team nambari 1, team the Blues, team ya Tony Kwalanda mwenyewe, team ya watu wa TV47 is my uncle. Tulikuwa tunaenda kuona mpira kule nyumbani kule Dala, tunakaa kwa video, mimi naona pale blue ni mingi, najua ni my uncle sababu nilikuwa mdogo sana mchanga. Mnanipata vizuri kweli? Team ni the Blues na my uncle ana influence kama bwana Tony Kwalanda venye pia